she had, he goes, I thought we were going to find a little bit more, but he said definitely she had some bad things in 2010, 2011. He said, I matched them with mugshots. It's her. He said there was something in June. I can't speak to it, but, you know, there's that. And he said, this is her. There is a different name. I said, I specifically asked her about that. And he goes, whatever you guys want to do. He said, this is not our letter. And
can we get her on? Let's just get her on. I want to call her out on all this bullshit.
I will do that. Oh, and
you know what? I'm sick of these
one.
Fucking people trying to hit us up for cars and money. That's what happened here. We run a background check and they're fucking dirt. Yeah. They're thieves. Dan.
Yes, you're
right. I've yet to run a background check on him.
He can't even dress himself.
Now we got to call him Hero. He got a new moniker here this morning.
How come we got to call him?
Hey, babe, should we use Lazara for 4?
My hero, he goes on the phone. He's got his head just
I think we try to use him. Tell her that.
Yeah, that's right. What is that song?
What's that?
From Bette Midler, who has to start singing that song.
Oh, this guy told me today I was his hero. That's going to be my moniker. Instead of Troubleshooter, it's going to be Hero.
So we'll start bringing that song, the Bette Midler song, on instead of the Beatles.
That'll be the intro. Fly bird. You're the wing, no, the wind beneath my wings.
Oh, boy.
Ah, Hero.
Monster.
Hero. No last name either, like I said.
Like or did he say, I wanted a hero sandwich?
Yeah, that's true. Maybe I misunderstood him. Can you get me a hero? He got so screwed. Wait till I tell you guys about this guy. I mean, this company gave him the screw job beyond screw jobs.
They don't want that listed on the air about the
I know.
Okay. So his realtor that he used has bought a house, but it's a buddy of his. That's so. Because I said, why didn't your realtor stick up and say, hey, you don't need to do this?
It's a hell of a good excuse, though, what he gave you. He just, really, I thought he lived there. I thought it was a normal deal, but he was trying to turn it.
Yeah.
But he ended up, oh, man, I don't know.
This one is like earlier, 17,000 or something.
Yep, that's it.
Charging.
Yep, this guy, it's the absolute screw job of screw jobs.
The big thing is it didn't need to be done.
Really.
Can you think of a screw job song? What's a song where someone's been screwed?
It's going to be probably a rap song. Well, bitch, I'm going to screw her.
Damn the rapper.
That's for sure.
He went full blown.
I know, man. Dr. Seuss is rolling in his grave as we speak.
Shit, man. No, who's the guy that got shot? You were just like him, man. Tupac.
Which rapper
fucking
didn't get
Tupac
shot?
came back. Is a white old dude. With no voice. Can't rap.
Wasn't there a movie like that?
That would be hell for Tupac. Gets reincarnated as a white dude with no voice.
And he dances like Elaine.
Hey, Grant, think of a song that's like someone got screwed, like a screw job that I want. I know what Dan said. It could be a rap song.
It's going to have to be country western, whatever it is.
The wife, the dog, you know.
Yeah, what do you get when you play a country western song backwards? Get your house back, get your wife back, get your dog back.
Cancer's gone. That is pretty good. I've heard that before. That's good, though.
I have to get into emails to get agents.
So one of that
is she coming on?
Thing,
I have to get her phone number on my email.
Jared.
But the bedbug guy's coming on.
Who?
Anyway, the car is from a 2012 Ford F-150 with Eco.
Oh, he is.
Do you know about that? So she's having, her question is going to be that she doesn't get the reported gas mileage, and she's got a jerk. A big jerk. So I'm not sure if it's a transmission issue with it and stuff. I would have to.
Welcome to the show. Yes, yes, yes. The only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions.
Take your complaints, get directly involved. It's Car Day, but of course, like every Friday and every Car Day, we take questions on anything. Anything that has to do with your life, anything that has to do with the people that make your lives miserable. That's what this show's about. In certain ways, it's about getting even. It's about taking that big spotlight out and shining it on what I refer to as bad guys. Let's just call them bad guys. I don't need to jump right into the name calling, although I'm staring at one that's been driving me absolutely insane. Yes, some people will say, Mark, you're beating a dead horse. In fact, Dan, go to our Facebook page up and put up the dead horse for a minute for me. While I beat this dead horse, well, I'd say one more time, but we all know that's a lie.
It's up.
All right, here's the deal. This company, Stars, yes, Stars again. I understand, people. Someone kill the mic that's up. But Stars Plumbing and Heating, these guys gave this guy, this poor guy Scott, an estimate for $7,500. That's roughly it, $7,550. They were going to do the sewer line, and 100% of this job was in the street. They dug up the street. They gave him the estimate right on the original estimate. Right on it. It says it's all in the street. And there's a reason I keep saying it was all in the street. If it's on your property, you can use dirt and compaction after you dig it up. If it's over the city's property, like a cul-de-sac or a street or anything, they make you use a product called flow fill or something like it. It's a liquid product. It hardens. So you dig the dirt out. You put the new sewer line in, you pour the flow fill in, boom, it hardens, and the asphalt and everything else will always be good. It'll never cave in. Almost every single city, I'd say in the country, requires it. In Colorado, it's over 99%, and I've yet to find one that doesn't. But this place in Evans definitely requires it. In fact, I pulled up their entire charter, if you will, about their streets. And sure enough, they require it. No ifs, ands, or buts. This company apparently Stars Plumbing and Heating, and the owner's Enrique. Someone get me his last name. I've left him so many messages. You know, one of his guys said, who was the guy that said he would call us back, that talked to us on the air? I think it was Lopez. But anyhow, this guy, Enrique and Lopez down there, to me, they're nothing but scams. They set this guy up to fail. They lowballed the estimate. They knew. And if they didn't know you had to use flow fill, I'm not sure what's worse, and here's why. Jeff, here's what's worse. If they didn't know they had to use flow fill, like every other city in the world, they're morons. They're morons. If they did know, they okey-doked them. So they're either morons or thieves. I don't know which one it is. They won't come on and tell me. They won't come on. Please come on and tell me if you're a moron or if you ripped the guy off. That's what I want to know. So, Enrique, please feel free to call 303-MARTINO. I promise I will get you on the second you call. Or your other guy out there, the guy I talked to last Friday on air, who said, well, if it turns out the city did require it, of course they required it. You knew it. Your guy knew it. Everybody knew it. And here's the caveat, and then I'm done beating this dead horse, which I'll continue to beat until this poor guy, Scott, only ends up paying that original bid of $7,500. I would fight this forever. I personally, if I was Scott, I'd never give in to these guys. They're thugs, in my opinion. That's what they did. They strong-armed them. Once they dug up the street, knowing what they would have to do, they decided not to. So if anybody out there sees any vans, any plumbers, any sign of Stars, S-T-A-R-Z, Plumbing and Heating, my God, run like hell. Run like hell, hide your wallet, hide any valuable you have, and just run. Don't deal with them, don't do anything. And my God, don't hire them. If they give you a bid for $400, it could be $900.
Enrique Reyes.
Enrique Reyes. Come on, you're the owner, bro. Call up, step up, man up. Do it, dude. You've been in business since '08. Do the right thing. Maybe it was just your guy out there that was an idiot. I don't know. But you know and I know, if you've been a master plumber since '08 or whatever your website says, you know flow fill was needed. That should have been in the bid. And you knew the guy was selling the house, and you knew you were putting the screws to him, in my opinion. You knew it. The other thing is, and this will be the last part for now, this part drives me insane. You ready for this? Nick with Flexident, listen to this. They didn't even need to work. Now you say, Mark, what do you mean they didn't need to work? Well, the initial sewer scope showed a couple bellies in there, so he got a couple second opinions. Royalty Router Service. These guys went out and checked it out. Main sewer line, 99 feet to city tap. Sewer line is all PVC, pipe in good working condition. No breaks or crack in sewer line. Line has 2 small bellies and some debris in belly. Water's flowing freely. None of this should be an issue. So in other words, they don't need it. Then he had another guy come out, Rob's Repair. Rob's Repair towards the end puts 2 low spots. Should not cause any problems in PVC 4-inch line. I doubt City of Evans would give a permit to even cut the street open for this unnecessary repair. Now you go, okay, well, those guys, you know, maybe they had a dog in the fight. You know who didn't have a dog in the fight? You ready for this one? I have reviewed both videos pre- and post-cleaning of your sanitary sewer. It would be the option of the city that the sanitary sewer line appears to be functioning properly. It does appear that there is a slight dip in the line just before entering the main sewer line. There were no heavy deposits identified, and the water appears to be flowing fine. No issues. Guess who did this? You ready? This would be the city inspector of Evans. He said the job wasn't even needed done after he looked at the sewer line video. So these guys sold him something that it appears, even according to the city inspector himself, they didn't need, and then they raised the price from $7,500 to $17,000. And I know people get sick of hearing this story, but you know what? This is what this show's about. People got to know about them. They have to know about Stars Plumbing and Heating. They have to know. And if you want to call them up, please call them for me and ask them, what are you guys going to do about this? You said last Friday on air, if it was the case, the city requires it, you would discuss it and figure something out, and now nothing. Nothing. No call back. He said he'd talk to me again, and this is Lopez. He didn't. You ready? Here's their phone number. 303-505-1180. 303-505-1180. You know what I need to do? Maybe I should buy some airtime on the Traffic Network. Traffic Network is where you tune in and go, this traffic report is brought to you by. I can hit 500,000 people with my messaging. I wonder if iHeart would allow me to buy traffic for a negative spot just to warn people on these people, because I'll take the money out of my own wallet and do it. That's how I feel about these guys. I feel like they lied to me. They definitely okey-doked these guys, in my opinion. And they did something that wasn't even supposed to be there. But anyhow, I digress. Nicholas, what's going on?
Not much. How you doing?
How are you doing?
Nicholas is a caller. You're Nick.
Oh, okay.
By the way, hey, real quick, Nicholas caller, hold on a second. In studio with me, Jeff Vick, Kimmer Transmission, been a referral list member and a buddy forever and a day. And then Nick Yutzi with Flexiden is in. So any body shop questions, anything along those lines, any car questions, you guys know the deal. Nicholas, what is your question?
Oh, man, so I've been dealing with kind of a nightmare with AutoNation. Back in June of last year, I noticed a third brake light on my 2017 Rubicon was getting loose, so I took it up to AutoNation Jeep Littleton on Broadway to have them do that, change the oil, whatever. About a week later, I was driving to a job site, and the Rubicon, it felt like it was just losing power, stalling. ABS light was coming on, and I was probably 2 blocks away on Broadway from my AutoNation dealership that I had been at.
So you brought it over there or what?
Yeah, so I had the front 2 tops of the Jeep off, so I called in to Jim, awesome guy out there. He's my service advisor.
Okay.
I called him. I'm like, hey, what do I do? I'm off the side of the road. My ABS light's going crazy. It just keeps losing power.
Yeah, but the brakes, I'm sorry, were the brakes working?
Yeah, they were, and the ABS was like pumping, so I felt like I was losing power as if I was like, you know, spinning the tires.
I got you. So did you have it towed? Did you drive it over? Let's move on a little.
Yeah, so he told me to bring it into the shop, took it in. He said, bring it in, even if the tops are down. You know, we always get Jeeps in here. So a week later, I go to pick up my Jeep, and the lady service advisor that sits next to him just got out of my Jeep like she just saw a ghost, and there was water inside the entire Jeep.
Oh, my God. So the cover, I get you. So the cover was off. They must have left it out in the rain or the snow.
Yeah, for at least a week.
So how much damage, I mean, is there any damage? I mean, after it dries out, after they clean it, I mean, what are we talking about here?
Right. So a few days later, I was driving. I told him that I was going to bring it back. Jim told me he would make it fine. And on 470, I started having just vehicles honking at me. So I pull off the road, and it turns out that third brake light they were supposed to work on that was factory equipment had parts just flying off of it.
Oh, my God.
Parts behind me, yeah. So
Nicholas, how are you, I guess I'm trying to figure this out. Are you trying to tie in the water damage to that?
Exactly. So I go back to AutoNation to talk to them about fixing the water damage. You know, I started having issues with switches. My AC would work really sporadically. I started getting weird blinking lights inside the console area, and I asked them about the taillight, and they told me, oh, well, we didn't fix the taillight because you did that. That's aftermarket equipment. And I told them, listen, I got this Jeep from Pollard.
How would the snow, help me paint a picture here, how would the snow or the rain make the third brake light come apart? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no, I mean,
How?
it was just coincidence that it happened to come apart. And whenever I took it back to AutoNation to fix the water damage and talked to them about the taillight they were supposed to work on, they told me that they never worked on it because it wasn't factory equipment. So at that point, I told them, listen, if you can't even fix a taillight that came factory from the Jeep, then you're going to leave it out in the rain for a week.
Nicholas, what if I was to call over there right now, what are you looking for?
You know, I just don't know. The Jeep still isn't the same.
Like what's going on with it right now?
Oh, man, it's been to so many shops. I had to take it to Larry H. Miller. They found significant water damage.
Okay, here's what I do. You're saying there's significant water damage. Is AutoNation saying there was water damage? Are they acknowledging that?
Yeah, they did, and they did. And
Jeff, with this, the water damage coming down on a Jeep, that could create all kinds of issues. Granted.
Oh, yeah, electronics do not like moisture.
So, I mean, do you have lights still going on and off? If we drove this right now, what would we notice?
You'd notice, so one of the big things now is if you turn on, and I know it's a small thing, but it's electrical, if you hit the button for the seat warmers for the, you know, the seats to heat up or whatever, they just randomly stop, and that's exactly the area where
Here's the problem. There are so many issues here. We have no idea how much damage could have been done with water. I mean, it's almost like a flood, but from the top down.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I was dealing with this since June. I didn't have a vehicle for all this time. It went into 3 or 4 different shops.
Well, wait a second. Why didn't you have a vehicle to drive? They would generally give you one if it's under warranty.
Because they were totally refusing, and State Farm was being difficult to deal with.
What does State Farm have to do with it? Wait a second. Did you turn this into your insurance?
I did.
And how much did they pay out?
So they paid out about $1,200 to...
All right, Nicholas, hold on a second. I got to take a break. I'm going to come back after this. Hold on.
I'm going to copy Asia's rap sheet, which is long and glorious, and bring that up before we get her on. Because I want to match the ones that the mug shots were with.
You match the ones where her ID was stolen and not stolen?
Yeah, exactly.
You ought to take that thing over to Bryant and have him give it a good one.
That's exactly, but he just totally threw me off when it came to, why is his insurance company involved?
He shouldn't have involved his insurance company.
I can't, I mean, I have no idea why his insurance company is involved.
I think they told him that, if I remember talking to him, I think AutoNation said to turn into your insurance. But now he's got a claim plus a deductible. I mean, so...
Yeah, but they should, well, regardless, it's the wrong route. I mean, the problem is the vehicle still has major issues, it sounds like.
It needs to be completely looked at.
But your warranty, it's a 2000, just to let you know. It's not no warranty unless he bought it after.
He said it was a 2017.
No, he originally started having these problems in 2017.
Oh, shit.
And they took it into the dealership.
That's what I heard, was 2000.
I got to concentrate on the right.
I gotcha. This reminds me of Stars Plumbing. Did I tell you about them?
Let me bring up the horse again.
So since you like the hunting jokes, if a hunter out walking around the woods comes across this big old bear, raises his rifle up, about to shoot it, bear starts charging at him, rifle jams. Bear jumps on him, knocks him down, goes nose to nose. Guy's like, whoop, grizzly bear. And you gotta do what you gotta do. You know, so he blows the bear. Well, of course, it pisses him off. He's getting even for this. He goes up the next day. He's got an M60. He's got this thing all belt fed, ready to rock and roll. Goes walking around, finds the bear. Bear sees him, starts charging. He raises up, drops the belt. Bear knocks him down, goes nose to nose. Goes, so far. So he blows the bear. So goes up the next day. Now he's got a bazooka. He's taking care of this bear. This is really had enough of this. He finds the bear. The bear sees him, starts charging. He raises up, and mortar drops out the back of the tube. Bear knocks him down, goes nose to nose, and says, "You don't come here for the hunt, do you?"
I'm kind of liking you.
I'm bringing you into bright light, Dano.
In the bright light? Okay.
Big time.
Yeah. It's a chiropractor, bright light.
Gotcha.
Oh, I'm bringing you into the bright light of the shadow that I cast. Or wait, not shadow.
Well,
the sunlight that I shed.
You shed sunlight?
I shed sunlight.
Like shit rainbows.
And I ride.
They're very cool looking.
And I ride unicorns.
I am a unicorn.
You too can taste the rainbow of flavors.
How about, remember when the news broke that, what's the cereal that's got purple diamonds and orange horseshoes? And
Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms. Every flavor was the same. There was
no
no
Fruit
difference.
Loops. It was Fruit Loops.
No, it was also Lucky Charms.
Was it?
Everyone's the same.
Every one of the marshmallows?
Just because they changed the color, though, everybody always thought they were all different.
Well, it's just a marshmallow with dye on it.
Right, yeah.
But you think one tastes different because it's a different color. If I painted your steak bright green.
You did, actually. You did.
Oh, the dollar steak.
No, that wasn't painted. That was actually.
That was actually green. There was no paint. I'm watching you guys eat it. I'm just looking at that.
Dude, I couldn't get that out of my mouth fast enough. Then the guy sitting next to me, I mean, he went 3/4 of the way through it. I don't know how he did it.
He's from Colorado Springs, man. They can fucking do that shit.
They grow tough down there.
They grow them tough as hell, man. Old Jesse's 3/4 in. It's not the best day. Everybody else is turning green. I'm looking at you guys like, I can't even fucking... After I saw the shit that came out of that bag, and bromine. Remember, we looked it up, and bromine... They packaged the steak in antacid.
Hey, on the guys asking on Stars Plumbing.
Yeah.
Did they have an inspector that said it was needed bad, or was it Stars Plumbing they brought in to say that it was bad?
Ask me on air so I can explain real quick.
Okay.
All right, listen, Bright Light Chiropractic. This guy has done miracles, and I'm going to tell you what, I'm just going to ask Dan about it. Dan, you go to Mike over at Bright Light all the time. Tom does. What's different about him? Honest to God, you've gone to chiropractors for how many years?
Oh, geez.
Well, that'll say it.
35 years.
So what's the difference? Why are you so happy with this guy?
Because he actually, and I went through going through a 6-month thing, but I see results.
That's it.
That my results, and even my shoulder, which I had separated when I was a kid, I had no idea that he could fix that. And
he's helped with it.
Oh, big time. And then my neck is so good.
That's it. That's the real deal. This guy does adjustments for just $50. If you buy him in a package down to $35, the initial evaluation is $50. And like Dan said, the biggest thing is you're going to get results. If you want the best chiropractor out there, take it from Tom. Take it from Deputy Dan. This is no joke, man. These guys are real. These aren't trade-outs either. You pay whatever everybody else pays, right, Dano?
Yep. Besides, I got the military discount, but otherwise everything was just like everybody else did.
All right, 720-583-4506. Call this guy. Call Dr. Mike. 720-583-4506. Simply the best guy out there. Okay, Nicholas, I'm going back to this AutoNation. First of all, this is an older vehicle. There's no warranty. I heard 2017. You said you started having the problems in 2017. So there's no warranty on this vehicle. You didn't even buy it from AutoNation, correct?
Yeah, I bought it from Pollard Jeep.
Okay, and it doesn't matter where you bought it. You brought it to AutoNation. Yeah. The top was left off. Why didn't you go through their insurance? They weren't going to take any responsibility, so you had to put it through your own?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I even contacted corporate, and I told...
God, it's hard to say. I mean, when you dropped it off, it's curious. There's no top on it. No, logic would tell you not to leave it outside. But if I brought it to a body shop for hail damage and left the sunroof down, I don't know. I don't know whose actual issue it is. I'm shocked that they had it outside. I mean, truly shocked. I can't even imagine it. I think here's what you need to do. How long ago was that claim opened up? Because you can still do supplemental claims on your insurance.
Yeah, so this would have been back in June.
So you should still be able to do a supplemental claim on this. I would bring it to Lakewood Electric and let those guys look at it. Bryant is a absolute genius. Listen, Jeff Vick, how long have you known Bryant? Can this guy not find any electrical issue, period?
You know, I have probably known him, I'm going to say, for about 8 years.
I knew him and his brother, William. William used to own and run another electrical shop like he did. Probably 25 years. 25 years.
We send a lot of referrals over that way because we know it gets fixed.
Nicholas, bring it over there, but call your insurance company. Say, hey, listen, I don't know what to do anymore. There's definitely other problems that were not fixed, and I got to get this fixed, and see what your insurance company says.
Right, yeah, at this point, my insurance company's so sick of it, and like I told AutoNation Corporate, and Renee told me that they would absolutely not buy back or replace the Jeep.
Well, of course not. It's an old Jeep. There's not going to be a buyback on it.
No, it's a 2017.
See, these guys are killing me. I told you.
I thought you said 2000. Yeah.
I said
no, 2017. God. It had 4,000 miles in June.
I got you. Now I'm back to my original thing. Deputy Dan, you know what? Get out of here.
Sorry.
God.
And you know what AutoNation Corporate told me is that they had a policy against having vehicles having their top off and brought into the shop. I never signed anything. Yeah,
here's what I want to do. Hey, Suzanne, would you please reach out to our angel over at AutoNation? Get his information. Honestly, if they took this vehicle in and left it out in the water and he never acknowledged or signed anything or was told, hey, we're not going to park it inside, I mean, there is a common sense element. AutoNation in general are good people. Our angel over there hopefully can do something, all right?
Okay.
So hold tight, Nicholas. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take it that route because you're saying whatever repairs they did simply didn't repair it. There's still issues.
Correct.
And they will see the issue going on right now. It's not going to be one of these deals you drive it over, they test drive it for a half hour and it doesn't repeat?
No, I mean, it's been blowing fuses, like I said.
Perfect. I say perfect.
All sorts of weird stuff.
Yeah. I got you. How much is a Rubicon, by the way? Those things are, what, 50?
I mean, this was a $60,000 Jeep with 4,000 miles when they took it. And
amazing.
Here's the thing. This wasn't like I expected to take it in. It was a roadside hazard issue where, you know, that service guy said, listen, bring it in. I know you're on the side of the road.
No, I got you, man. I got you. They dropped the ball on this. If everything you're saying is correct, I believe they dropped the ball. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And they told you they were going to put it inside, right? Because you didn't have the top on the Jeep, right?
Exactly. And Jim, God bless his soul, he's an awesome guy out there. He told me, listen, we'll take care of it. We'll keep it covered.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. And several months later, the GM out there is, you know, going back and saying,
well, you know, I'm not saying they need to buy it back. I'm not saying it. I'm not sure if they need to buy it back or not. How's that? Basically, you're saying that the value's been diminished, but if they fix it perfectly, which is ultimately what you want, it shouldn't be an issue. Why they're not giving you a rental car, I don't understand, though.
They did give me a loaner for a short time the last time that they had it.
All right. Well, we're going to reach out to someone that can make a difference down there for you, okay? So hold on. Suzanne's going to get some info. She'll get that info. We'll reach out to our angel. And by the way, when we say angel, we have angels with, man, anything. Excel, you know, phone companies, cable companies, satellite companies, retail stores. That's what we do. All right. Michael, what's going on with you?
Hi, this is Michael.
Hi, Michael. This is Mark. How are you? Yes, sir. You're on the air.
Well, thanks. So a couple weeks ago, prior to Christmas, the Christmas holiday, phoned in, spoke about Rootertown.
Rootertown. We've had issues with them in the past. What happened?
Plumber came out, kind of a young guy, worked on 2 toilets upstairs. Within weeks, both toilets had flooded. Sent the information to USAA, back and forth.
Is that you? So you sent it to your insurance company, right?
Yes, United States.
So why
USAA.
Are they covering it?
They paid everything except for the deductible. And wife and I are out $2,700, which we've already made up.
Boy, that's a hell of a deductible.
It's gone to collections.
But wait a minute, that's a hell. Okay, hold on. I understand what you're saying. Rootertown should be paying the deductible, right?
Yes.
Okay, why is your deductible so high, though? It just is what it is.
Just money management.
So, but that's purely the deductible. You're not saying that's anything else. That's literally your deductible.
Well, it's an approximation. The deductible is probably 23 to 24. We had to pay some additional expenses in terms of...
Okay, how old were these toilets?
The house was built in, well, I think the house was built in 96.
And what failed on both of them? It's odd they worked on both of them and they both failed.
Well, that's the interesting part. The cause of it, what we believe, is the gentleman, the plumber, cranked up the water pressure, blowing out the little tubes, and then...
Are they acknowledging he turned the water pressure up?
They are denying everything. I've spoken to management after management. Finally got to the big wig, and he's like, I really don't care. You can't prove anything.
Did someone? Did someone come? Did someone come out, Michael, and verify that the water pressure had been turned up past what it should be in the house?
No. What happened was the first toilet leaked. We phoned up Brudertown. They sent the same plumber out. He fixed it. Said, "Oh, it's your plumb line. That's the problem. I'll fix that." Then he gave us a bill. I said, no, I'm sorry. You just worked on my toilet.
You're just going to listen, man. They're basically doing exactly, good, bad, or indifferent. I don't know the answer. It doesn't remind me of Stars Plumbing and Heating, who I can't stand. But I don't know if these guys, Rudertown, did anything wrong or not. Honest to God, I have no idea. You're simply going to have to take them to court, man. Why don't you just take them to small claims court?
Not a problem. What is the time limitation? Is it 2 years on legal recourse?
Well, it depends if it's fraud. No, you can. I don't know what the actual time frame is. I mean, you can sue them. Oh. It's probably 6 years.
One other question.
Yes.
May I hire a lawyer to take them to court and sue for the maximum? Because
I don't think it's. I don't know what you mean by the maximum, but I don't think it's worth it to hire an attorney. This is going to be pretty simple. Really, small claims is made for this. You're basically saying to a judge, these guys, here's the invoice, and you're going to show them the estimate. They came out for this reason, they did this. In the next 2 weeks, this is what happened. They're going to get in front of the judge and say, Your Honor, we're expert plumbers or whatever. We didn't cause this. It was caused by that. The judge will look at everything and rule. It's going to cost you roughly $55. I don't think they have a countersuit. If they have a countersuit, maybe they'll turn around and say, well, he owes us for that second repair that he never paid for. So, I mean, they might have a countersuit that is dealt with at the same time. But really, this is made for small claims, man. If you really think the guy did it, and what I would do is find out if that guy was a licensed plumber. You kept saying he was a young guy. Was he a licensed plumber? Do you know?
Yeah.
He was.
I don't know, although that's what the management kept telling me.
Well, then you're going to serve them, because if they said, and their invoice says licensed plumber, and that kid wasn't, that's one of the things you might easily win on. The other thing is, when you show up, most municipalities, most counties actually, make you do mediation before. I've got one coming up in Douglas County. So I will meet with the people the day before court, and generally that's when things are solved. Maybe you guys will meet in the middle. I don't know. But literally, honest to God, this is made for small claims court. You feel like they screwed you, they're saying they did it. And it's only $55, man.
But you better have an expert saying what they did wrong.
Yeah, you better. You should have some form of a plumber or somebody look at your invoice, say, yeah, here's probably what happened. You got to have something.
I understand. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate the time. Have a great day.
See you, Michael. 303-713-8255. One line open. Frank Duran, the real estate man. You know this guy. In fact, we were talking to that homeowner, the guy that got okey-doked, in my opinion, by Stars Plumbing and Heating. It's funny how everything I say reminds me of this company that's driving me insane. But anyhow, he basically used a friend to sell his house. If he used Frank Duran, regardless if Stars is a bad company or not, Frank Duran would have never have let this go down. When the buyer comes in with an expert, and the expert says, well, it needs a roof, or it needs a sewer line, or it needs this, you never go with that. You hire your own expert. You go to your own realtor, and if it was Frank Duran, I assure you, Frank Duran, this circumstance would have never have happened. Period, end of story. He is the best realtor out there. I use him. Tom uses him. Anybody should use him. He's great. He'll get you more than you're asking. He'll sell it fast. It's just remarkable. 303-920-1622. He also does, you ready for this? He also does a 100% free market analysis. If you're wondering right now what your house is worth, maybe you're thinking of moving in a year or two, and you're wondering what your house is worth, Call Frank up, no strings attached, no contracts, none of that. He will run a full market analysis. If you're thinking of moving in a year, it might make a lot more sense to sell right now because this market could be going down. 303-920-1622 for your free market analysis.
Her sheets. And so what I'll do is even see if she can get a hold of Asia later on. But I wanted to cover this
Dan,
first.
Yep. See if she can get Lazare on. I don't know if I told her that or not.
I did.
Oh, is not available.
Right.
Oh, is
I asked
available.
her.
Oh, cool. Do you think we should have Lazare on for Paul? All right, I'm going to come back and do that.
So before I try to have her call, I want to go. The one thing that Sonny Jackson from Denver Police Department said was, I can't tell you what these charges are. I said, well, I can look that up. He said, but they're related to 2010 and 2011. And so I looked up all of those are related to 2010 and 2011.
Escape?
Uh-huh. That's related to the 2011 charge. And so he said he cross-verified with the mugshot because I sent the picture of her driver's license.
So there's no...
There's no ifs, ands, or buts
All right,
on those. The rest of them were not even addressing.
After I do line 4 in Lazare, let's have her on. I'm going to ask questions.
Let's see if we can get her. And remember, this is fake.
Well, whatever. It's got nothing to do with Denver.
But she said,
it's
no, what
not
I'm saying
fake.
is
I mean,
she
it's a
sent
real
it.
thing.
No, Sheriff's Department said it's fake. They do not have. Denver said...
I get that. She probably downloaded it off the internet. I know what you mean by fake.
Yes,
I got it.
it's not a real document.
Yeah. But it's real paper. It's not fake paper. I try to be accurate here. I am not a hero for no reason.
You know, people just
Dan, rap again.
People just don't throw those hero monikers out there.
Can you think of any songs with stars in it? Can you think of any songs that actually have the word stars in it? Shooting stars.
Twinkle,
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. See if you have that. I'm going to come back and say, everything's reminding me of Stars Plumbing and Heating today. Twinkle, twinkle, little. I'll be the first talk show host to ever come back with Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
You morons.
Much less to put a bad spin on it.
Yeah. Twinkle, twinkle, little stars, you sleazes.
Twinkle, twinkle, little stars with a Z, heating and plumbing.
In Commerce City,
You guys are rip offs, that's what you want.
right?
It's the same music that goes to the ABCs.
Is it really?
Yeah, think of it.
A, B, C, D. You're right. How about this,
And
right?
there was, what's the other one? There's another one. The third one that has it's the exact same music, just different words.
You've heard this before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that is backwards?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Did you know?
All about Black Sheep's the other one. Anyway.
You know what, Nick? Let me see your shoes, bro.
I knew this was...
I knew it. I know where you got your shoes, man.
What?
I know where you got them. I'll bet you lunch on it, dude. I know literally where you got them.
My wife bought them, so I don't know.
Okay, you'll have to verify through her, but I will be correct.
What?
Lunch?
With lunch.
No, I'm betting you lunch. If you call her up and she says, for example, I got them at Kohl's, and I said Walmart, then you win. I mean, if it's not exactly where she got them. I'm telling you, I know where you got your shoes.
Okay, I got an idea where she got them, but I'd have to talk to her.
We gonna bet lunch?
Sure.
Okay, you got your shoes on your feet, bro.
There we go.
Oh my God!
He owes me lunch.
Didn't you say
Lunch!
bot? Didn't you say
Lunch!
bot? You did throw a bot in there, though.
I didn't say bought.
Got.
God, I've done this enough times and got enough lunches. I don't fuck around.
He's done it enough
I
to
don't
where
know.
he can make his G's sound like
I'll tell you what, double or nothing, I know where you got your shirt.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I'll bet you. Right on here. Now we're even?
No, we're even. Yeah, Commerce City is where Stars Plumbing is at. So
Yeah.
you say it's same twinkle, twinkle, little
1,
star.
2,
You sleeves with that.
1, 2, 2, 2, Jackson. Oh wait, that's
Jasper.
Jasper.
Enrique. Who's the other guy?
Reyes.
I know it's Lopez. What's his first name? Do we remember?
I don't have his name written down. I spoke with Ray there.
Oh, you know what? You sent me an email with everything on
There
it
you go.
yesterday.
I am so smart. I don't remember.
I forgot I did it.
Something R. Lopez. Jose R. Lopez. I mean, it was a very, you're like, there's going to be so many of them.
Why is that a common name?
Huh?
Why is that a common name?
Yes.
Shooting some good.
How come I'm hearing stars, seeing stars all the time? It's like, this is wild. He played Coming Back Stars. You know what that reminds me of? You're not going to believe this. Stars Plumbing and Heating. If I talked about them yet today, these are the guys that gave an estimate for $7,500. All right, I'll stop right there. You get the idea. But it's weird. Every single thing is making me think of this company now. I don't know if he did that on purpose. I really don't. Paul is an appliance guy. Ran into an illegal grow. This sounds interesting. Paul, what happened, man?
Okay, so I was working in a home yesterday, and
what were you doing in the home?
I was there to service an appliance.
Oh, okay. So what happened?
So I walked in, and there was pot plants everywhere. And
welcome to Colorado, Paul.
Yeah, no, I've been here for 15 years. It's just my first time exposure to this. So because it's my first time, it provoked a lot of questions in my head. Do I have like a duty to report?
How many plants are we talking about? It was a residence, right?
Yeah, it was a residence.
How many plants, if you had to guess? I'm sure you're not an expert.
I would probably venture to guess anywhere from 30 to 40.
So you think more than, I don't even know what the legal thing is. We're going to go to Joe Lazara and ask him. But your question is, are you supposed to report it? Do you have to report it? What happens if you don't report it, right?
Also, if in the event that it is an illegal grow and they're being observed and they end up being stung, my fingerprints are in there. Am I implicated in any way? I mean, I'm not associated with them, but am I going to get in trouble if I don't report?
Oh, let's ask Joe Lazara. Hold on, I'm taking a hit first. Hold on. Hey, Joe, how are you, man?
Hey, good.
Joe, he does bring up a serious question, though. If you know a crime is happening and you don't report it, let's say it is an illegal grow. Suzanne, I accidentally dumped him while I was taking my bong hit, if we could get him back up. But if you do get... If you see a crime, do you have to report it? Can this guy get in any trouble? Let's say that it's not just weed there, there's cocaine or something bad, and you're an appliance guy, you see it happening. Do you have to tell the cops? And if you don't, and they pick up your fingerprints later on, you get what I'm saying. What are we required to do? You know, in Seinfeld, they called it the Good Samaritan law. It's a little different, but are you forced to do the right thing?
No, and in today's day and age, you are not obligated to call the police, turn the individual in, or do anything of that sort. Is there potential repercussions? No. Obviously, if that grow place was illegal and it got raided and his fingerprints, he's probably not looking at any exposure.
Yeah, because he can simply say, hey, I was there to fix a refrigerator or whatever. Paul, do you got any specific questions for him?
No, that was pretty much it. Just pretty generalized there. I'm just wanting to make sure that if in the event something takes place, because I was present, that I'm not going to be implicated for anything.
Nah, they're not going to get you, man. I mean, that's what Joe's saying. It'd be pretty hard, especially here in Colorado. Joe, how much of this DUI stuff do you deal with that has to do with marijuana now? I mean, it used to be, of course, pretty much just liquor. I guess occasionally someone might be hopped up on pills or some other drug, but generally. But how about now when it comes to DUIs? What do you do if you get pulled over and let's say the cop thinks you were smoking a joint, you got some weed in your car, but you didn't smoke for 24 hours or whatever? In other words, you're not impaired, but you get a ticket. Does this happen all the time, or do they take you to jail? What happens?
It's the same thing as a DUI. I mean, they pull you over, they ask you to do roadsides, they ask you to do a blood test, and the interesting thing about marijuana is they backdoored the legal limit, so the legal limit is 5 nanograms of THC.
What does that equate to in your average person?
Well, so this is the confusing issue. There's just not a lot of studies and data to back up that number. So there are some studies that say 2 nanograms affection and you're impaired by marijuana. But there's other studies out there that say a chronic user may have smoked in your situation the day before or 2 days before, had nothing to smoke, and it's still in their system, and it's just left over because it's not excreted
Yet
out
they
of the
weren't
body like
impaired.
alcohol. Yeah, and they're
so
not impaired.
how many times have you had people call you up that were either jailed or got a ticket for DUI or DUAI or whatever it's called, and you got them off when it comes to marijuana? I mean, it sounds like you have all the arguments.
Yeah, so probably 10% of all our cases are DUID cases, driving under the influence of drugs, primarily marijuana, but also prescription medication.
So what is your success rate when it comes to marijuana? Someone that says, hey, man, you know, big deal, I smoked the day before, but they still arrested me. I mean, generally speaking, are you getting these guys off, well, scot-free?
In those situations, yes. You know, a lot of times we get situations where people are smoking or they just admitted to smoking, and that's, the danger is the police officers, when did you smoke?
Hey, real quick,
10 minutes ago.
You just made me think of something there. So if they see like a roach or if they see the dope and they ask you, do they have to read Miranda at that time or no? I mean, what is the real deal about Miranda if they don't literally say that? Up until that, if he doesn't say, hey, you have the right to remain silent, before he asks you if you've been smoking dope, I mean, are you good or what?
So Miranda only applies if you're to what's called custodial interrogation. You're in custody and you're being questioned. So everything preceding that, when you're in the car and they're talking to you, that's part of their investigation. So that's permissible. So they can ask you, how much have you had to smoke? When were you smoking?
Got it.
Where are you coming from?
Got it. So in other words, if they ask you, but you do not have to answer. If they say, when's the last time you smoked on a joint or rolled a joint or whatever, you do not have to answer. That's true, right?
Exactly.
All right. Joe, I appreciate that, man. I love when you come on. Joe Lazzara, by the way, folks, it's very simple. If you get arrested, you need representation, and he is simply the best. You get a DUI, whether it's marijuana, alcohol, no matter what it is, shoplifting, murder, it doesn't matter, and I'm not kidding. You get into an altercation with your neighbor, you kick the dog, a domestic violence, whatever it is, you need representation, whether you're guilty or not. Once the cops are involved, if you don't have a good criminal attorney, your ass could be grass, and Joe's the best. 303-429-6200. Very forward pricing, too. This guy on a lot of stuff like a DUI will tell you how much it's going to be. It's not going to be, well, I'm $500 an hour or whatever it is. He'll give you good upfront pricing. Joe Lazzara, 303. Write it down. 303-429-6200.
Homegrown plants to 12.
How many people do you... Well, I think it's per person.
No.
Oh,
it says, even if there are 3 or more adults over the age of 21 in the residence.
Oh,
how many plants do you have?
They just
Plants
changed
do I
them.
have? I can't keep anything alive, man. Are you kidding me?
My neighbor does, and it wafts over sometimes. You're not supposed to grow it outside.
Right.
Okay.
It's supposed to be
I
within
actually, they grow good stuff.
But these guys could also have caregiver licenses.
Yeah. Who knows?
In a residence, I don't know if they're supposed to.
I don't even know if it matters. Honest to God, who cares if someone's got, what is it, 30 you said?
He said 30 to 40.
Yeah.
No, but how many did you say you got?
12.
12. Here's what I don't get.
Yeah, but 6 can be blooming and only, I think only 6 can be blooming at a time, and 6 can't.
But isn't there different sizes? Isn't there like mega plants and not?
I
And
don't know enough about that.
And that also brings up when you, 5, the number, whatever, in your system, different strains have different levels.
Yeah,
Some
but
are stronger than the other.
that's a level in your blood. I know what you're saying. One joint might put you way over, another joint might not do anything.
Yeah, it's like there's
the old
different
weed
kinds.
I smoked back in the day, the Mexican dirt weed, shit, that smoked 2-3 joints.
I know. Back when we were young, it was like it was mellow. Now it's so intense. It's like I can take one hit, and I'm like,
I bought some Thai stick one time.
Are you funny? Are you on it right now?
I'm the funniest. And actually, my girlfriend says I get really smart.
We should have.
As she was smoking with her girlfriend, wow, you're smart.
Yeah.
Well, careful, don't say it out loud. The cat's stealing all our ideas.
She goes, write down all your questions. Daphne will answer them here in a couple of minutes.
And we think they're right.
We should have someone in, like from State Patrol, and we should have some kind of buzzer. I'm kind of stealing this from WKRP in a sense.
Yeah.
But we do it with dope. They have to rip a big bong hit, and then basically the cop will hit the button. When it tones, they have to slap the button and see if it actually
No,
gets
can't we
slower
just slap
or
you?
faster. Ow!
How fast? What?
Damn, she's hitting quicker.
Sorry, I forgot to
And
the
funnier!
button.
And funnier! That would be more fun.
So does everybody in the room have to do it? Or just one person?
Well, here's what we'd have to have one person that smokes all the time. I mean, has a real job, shows up, I mean, really, a active member of society, but smokes constantly, one, and then someone that almost never smokes but has a little bit, and see the difference between
You're
the
going
two
to have
as
to
well.
put those little bars.
So in other words, Daphne would be the first one I talked about.
I would not.
You wouldn't do it on air?
I would do it with, if you put the little bar over my face.
Okay. We'll put a little, I can color you out.
There you go, yeah, a little smudge.
That was definitely me in the 90s.
What's that?
Have a cup of coffee, smoke a bowl, and start painting and sanding cars.
There you
That's the
go.
only way I could do it, painting. I mean,
Makes the job
dried
go
up, and I
quicker.
couldn't even paint a car.
Yeah, this shit they have now, man.
Yeah, it's
Every time you
intense.
open up, you hear about someone coming in out of state buying edibles,
Oh, edibles
And
are worse.
not
and they're
knowing-
fucking out of it.
Pretty much any time there's been an issue, it's been an edible.
It has, yeah, I agree. I agree.
What?
My son asked me to
Why?
make
Because they
cookies.
take it and it takes so long to kick in, and then they take another one.
Plus, they don't know the potency.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, most people, they look at it and go, I don't even know if it's milligrams or what, but
Mammoth.
100 milligrams, holy shit, is that good or bad?
Well,
Mammoth.
we've been trained to eat the entire cookie. And then they tell us with the marijuana cookie, you can only have
Who's been training more?
1/10 of it, and then you're like, you have the munchies, and there's a cookie sitting there, and you're like,
We've
what
been
the
training the
hell?
whole brownie.
We've been trained.
We've been trained.
And
Listen to you, you'll eat that whole cookie, damn it.
we
Daphne, you
want,
only ate half that cookie.
we want to eat the whole cookie.
So the hungrier you get, the more of those brownies you're eating.
Yeah, it's a, domino effect.
Yeah.
See, I'm getting funnier and I'm not even stoned.
What was the lady's name that called in for the car? Are we going to be able to get her on?
I asked Suzanne to get her on
What's her name?
Asia.
All right, we've got some great updates coming up next hour. One of them is Asia. She called in. I think she was looking for a car. We're going to try to get her on the air next hour. What did she call in for? Daphne, give me a little bit of it real quick.
She actually sent an email in saying that she needed a car, and right during the holidays, and so we've been working on
All right, let's
making
try to
that
get
happen.
her on. That'd be
Already
cool for
did.
next.
It goes to voicemail.
Oh, that was the other problem with it. Dang it, dang it. We're going to try again throughout this show, but let's see what we can figure out. 303-713-8255. Here's a follow-up on bed bugs real quick. Go ahead, Darren. Which one was this?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, this was from yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, you called up. You either wanted to get out of your lease. You've had bed bugs in the apartment for, roughly 2 years. They're back again. You called up. We talked a little bit about a constructive eviction, and I said I'm not quite sure if that's going to work out if you went that route, but what's the follow-up? I know we reached out to the apartment complex.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When we talked, and you offered to call down here, and I jumped on that immediately because I notified them a week ago that they were back, and I never heard anything.
Yeah.
So about 2-3 hours after the show yesterday,
they called.
They called some woman that I've never talked to in my life.
Yeah.
She just got shut down from Denver. Of course, they couldn't say whether the manager I had got fired or quit, but I imagine she got fired.
But Darren, how did all this help you? Are they out there taking care of the problem right now?
Oh, you wouldn't believe it. This lady was very nice. She listened to everything I had to tell her.
Wow.
Pest control is coming out today.
Sweet.
Today. And then she said, we understand what you've been through, and she said, because you're within a few months of your lease, she said, right now I'm going to tell you, I think we can let you out of it, but I have to run it by corporate.
Excellent.
It sounds like I can get out of it.
Cool. You got any questions on any agreements they want you to sign, just send them over. We'll have one of our attorneys look at them and tell you what we think you should do. So that's what I'm saying right here. I am so glad it looks like this is working out. Best scenario, you can get out early with no strings attached. Worst scenario, they're going to get rid of the bed bugs and you'll be there and gone in 3 months. Darren, I appreciate you calling in with that follow-up, man.
Yeah, it's like night and day. I couldn't believe it.
Well, you know what?
So
That's
nice and helpful, and
you can do me
all I wanted was a fair shake.
Since we did, I know, and I appreciate that, and a lot of times that's what this show's about, and I mean that. It's for the small guy a way to fight back, and I'm not kidding you. Your voice isn't as loud as this radio station. It doesn't matter if it's Tom here, myself here. Really, we have a ton of listeners is the bottom line. Would you do me a favor, though, and help me with a problem?
Sure.
Stars Plumbing and Heating. These guys really screwed somebody, in my opinion. Would you call them up at 303-505-1180 and ask them why they're trying to hold this guy's feet to the fire when they're the ones that screwed up on the estimate, or they were incompetent, or they were just, you know, trying to rip them off or scam them? Would you ask them that? And if they answer, give me a call back and let me know what they said.
Okay,
Rock and roll, Darren. Hold on. Suzanne will give you that number again if you need it. And Daphne, you're the, well, I'll give it again. 303-505-1180. Stars Plumbing and Heating. Gives a guy a $7,500 estimate. Basically all the way through the job, ready to go. By the way, the guy's selling the house. It was a rental unit. Right at the end, they say, oh, whoops, we left $10,000 off that estimate. You actually owe us $17,000. So now a lot of the money's held up in escrow. The whole thing's just a nightmare. These guys either are the dumbest people walking the earth, in my opinion, or they tried to okey-doke him, and guess what? He called the right show. Hold tight, Darren. Deputy Daff, you did that one, right? The bed bugs?
Yeah, my favorite thing to work on. Yeah, I spoke with Janie this morning.
So
she is the
handled.
manager. They handled it. So I'm glad she was nice to you.
Sounds like they did great. I love it when companies do step up and do the right thing. I mean, that's the other thing. We'll always tell people when the company steps up. Like Stars, honest to God, it's not too late to do something here. You know what happened. You know that town calls for it. You know you shouldn't have done it. 303-713-8255. We've got one more follow-up. We've got a car warranty issue, a Denver Post update, and a problem with Phil Long in Colorado Springs. My name's Mark Major. It's Car Day. Get those calls going. 303-713-8255, 303-Martino, live at Troubleshooter.com. Facebook, YouTube, you name it, we're there. This is the Troubleshooter Network.
I thought you were going to tell him to do a review on Yelp or Google.
Oh, I forgot to do that.
I know. I was going to try to fit it in, but I couldn't.
Yeah, because, you know, the way he talks like that, he has pneumonia, right? That's why he's got that. He's talking there.
That worked out really good. I can't wait to get a picture of the cancer kid with the Steelers jersey.
Yeah,
that's going to be outrageous.
She sent another message. She goes, I haven't heard from them. And I sent her, and I said, you got to give them a chance. You sent that uniform 2 months ago.
Not only that,
it is buried.
Steelers, are they? Is their season over?
Yeah. So he said
they're scattered, man.
They're all gone. But he did reach out to Ben Rothenberger's foundation. And he's working directly with them. So I said, you know, I'll circle back around to them next week, but I need to give them a chance. I have added some really great angels to the list this week.
Who else?
Sonny Jackson with Denver Police.
I love when we have shit going down and we solve it that week. I love that shit.
Do we have anybody in Jefferson County Sheriff?
We might.
Why? What'd you do?
Well, as far as that golf tournament that's going to happen for the autism and stuff, we want the sheriff there.
Should we plug it?
We're going to be plugging
it.
Once it comes up.
Yeah.
We'll just call the media. Yeah, we'll just say, hey, this is what we're looking for.
Because there was the reason that it all happened, right? They arrested that guy.
Oh, so it would be cool to have them.
And what we're trying to do is get awareness out there, and there's a program out there.
And get community together.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
if you want to give me that, I would be happy to track that down and see who we can get.
But, so they're going to have a golf tournament, then they got a dinner at night, and it'd be great for a sheriff to speak, because, I mean, they're elected officials,
it would be
they
fun
always like to get out there.
To have, you know, different
That was a
Sheriff's
horrible
out there.
that poor kid.
Right. It really, seriously, it really.
They
Well,
thought,
it would
here's
be
what they really
healing
thought.
the
They were just
community.
like a vandal. Because if it was my golf course and it was just some kid being a total asshole,
Sure.
I'd want to fucking throw the book at him.
No, I understand, but this kid,
I know, he's had autism. He's bad.
you could, he looks normal till you talk to him.
Yeah, I know, I get you.
Yeah. I mean, he
Kind of like Jeff.
Well, not like that. Not that bad.
Things can always be worse.
Even better.
Things can always be worse.
He does. He is like the Rain Man because he got that that story on the geese. He knew right away. Did you hear that when you see the geese flying and they're flying in the V? Why is one side always longer than the other?
I don't know why.
Because there's more geese on that side.
Why is that though, for real? Why did they do this?
Actually, if you watch geese, they're constantly changing positions.
Oh, okay.
And they're not always in a V, sometimes they're in a line, but they in order to carry off each other's draft and whatnot on their wings, so the geese toward the front, they'd be working harder. So they're constantly changing positions to get a rest from the air.
That is true.
That's what happens when I'm walking behind Mark. We just constantly have to. When I
You
swam.
can't stand that wind. It's
Is that what it was?
When I was a swimmer, it was the same thing during practice or even
Babe,
in
I'm
a
done with,
competition.
Darren.
You get into the, you let the person stay ahead and they do all the work. You let the leader do that. And you pull off of them.
He doesn't
and
really
then
need to call over there.
you-
If he wants
But
to.
I thought the slower people are on the edge because they don't
Well,
get.
they go on the out, yeah.
Right.
They
So are
always
they like
have
a
the,
V?
it can be sometimes.
It's longer on one side.
But see, but working out or when you're training, it's the same thing. The faster.
This
the
says,
swimmers
I
are in the
send
center,
live
the
responses
slower
on
go to the
Facebook
outside.
Messenger. Are these looked at during the show?
I'm sorry.
Someone emailed me
When we
saying,
have chance, but you
I
get
send live
hundreds.
responses on Facebook Messenger. Is these looked at during the show? If they are, would you at least acknowledge the message?
Okay.
I have no idea what our message is, though.
Well, we get hundreds of
Okay,
them.
so here this one
and we
asks.
can't answer all of them.
How would you talking email or on Facebook Live?
I just read you the
Facebook
exact.
Messenger.
It's Facebook Messenger. But
See,
which
you
one?
only see the live. You're not looking at the
And
message.
this is the other thing: is
Can he
it
see the-
Troubleshooter or is it there's the two Facebooks, two different messages.
That's true.
Because this
So,
one says,
and I
how
can't
would-
do it on my phone. If I was downstairs.
But if you're listening live, whoever's email I just read, put it in live. Put it right there in the chat.
Because this one asks.
Or if you need help, send an email to live@troubleshooter.com. That's even better.
Well, live or help. They both
Or
go-
help.
They go
Sorry,
the same.
that's right. We changed it to help.
Oh, they both work.
Right. Okay. No, yeah. So poking the bear.
They're not. I've never heard of them. They're not a sponsor. You mean Integra Insurance? Not Instagram Insurance.
What about Twitter insurance or Snapchat insurance?
The FTC is closed. How to spot a car wrap scam.
Now, where does Tom read them from? Because he'll read. Is it his personal email that comes in? You know, or what?
Or Suzanne sends them live.
Okay,
I mean,
that was-
help, whatever. I don't even know what emails we have anymore. I like playing the part of the hero.
The sandwich.
The salami hero.
A little cheesy.
The cheesy hero, yes.
My daughter made French onion soup for dinner last night.
Was it good?
Oh my!
Did you have something else or just
so
French
good.
onion?
French onion with the bread, with the cheese,
No, I
and we
know.
had a salad with it.
Oh, I get French onion at most steakhouses,
Oh.
except for Perry's, which I'll never go again.
Exactly.
I don't like their French.
No,
Well,
she
unless
did
we get an
really-
offer, huh?
Then I'll go again. That's coming up quick. I can't wait for that mediation. That's going to be fun.
Are you going to film it?
I wonder if they'll send an attorney.
Hey, can you film the mediations?
Yeah. If I want to get in trouble and lose mediation, maybe. Go Facebook Live during mediation.
So they say no recording during the time? Is that what they say?
I think the door says that, and when you first get in there, you sign a document about mediation. I've never read the entire thing. So it probably...
Are you going to mediation?
It's Douglas County. I have to.
Oh.
I'd rather go straight to court, but a lot of these places make you do mediation.
Arapahoe also.
Here's what they do. They want you. Basically, what happens is almost everyone I've done gets solved in mediation, but part of it is I got to sign an agreement not talking about it. Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take your complaints, get directly involved in your life, make your life better. To this day, listen to what Martino's done. It is incredible. He'll be back Monday, by the way, but it's incredible what he's done in his career. Think about this. A guy that fights for the consumer for almost 40 years. Listen to that. In money, services, over $200 million in cash merchandise services, refunds, exchanges, goodwill. That's what he's claimed. That's an amazing number. There's no other show like this. We don't say it's the only show of its kind for no reason. It is literally the only show of its kind. We tell you about the bad guys. And no, I'm not going to start talking about Stars Plumbing and Heating, but we also tell you about the good guys. You can find all the good guys. You want to know the good guys to use, you go to referrallist.com. Referrallist.com or troubleshooter.com, and you will find a list of people that aren't only background checked. Everybody says they do that. There's certain companies out there getting sued right now, that big companies too, like publicly traded companies, that have said that they background check people and they found out they didn't. So there's some class actions going against some of what I would refer to as competition, but they're really not, because we're the only one with teeth. Beyond that, Jeff Vick with me, Kimmer Transmission, and Nick Yutzy, when you do our agreement, and I'm asking you this, Cold, you realize you signed it technically on our contract. It's called Addendum A, but it's our list of ethics. It's our code of ethics, and you agree to follow that.
Oh, 100%.
And you know what? I can't think of any issues I've had. My God, I've known you now for 4 years or so, Jeff. I mean, I've known some of our members like Excel Roofing and some other people for a long, long time. K&H Construction over 20 years. But my point is, if there is an issue, do you realize I can call you up and say, Jeff, what's going on here? You tell me your side. The consumer tells me their side. And I say, Jeff, listen, man, you got to refund that, or you got to go ahead and fix that. I mean, do you actually read this stuff that you sign?
Oh, yeah. Went through every last bit of it.
I know you do. And, folks, there is no other list out there with teeth, okay? It's not just background checked. It's people understanding what we expect. Referrallist.com. And we'll call our own members out. I kicked one off on the air one time. Literally, I was on the air, and I was sick and tired of dealing with the same problem after telling them how I want it handled, and I literally kicked their ass off on the air. So, I mean, you know, maybe that's probably the worst sales technique to bring up for new members, but honest to God, you know, we hold people to what they say. I'm trying to think how many times we've had to intervene just in 5 years, and maybe twice. I mean, it generally never happens. It's usually one phone call. 303-713-8255. I digress. Suzanne, who should I go to here? Who do you suggest?
Line 2.
Line 2. Russell, what's going on, sir? Russell.
Yes.
How are you, sir? How can I help you?
Well, I called in the other day about the Denver Post not being delivered.
You were the first of many Denver Post questions we had that day, or problems. And if I recall, we reached out to our angel, but then we talked to you yesterday. They said they delivered the paper once again, but it wasn't in your driveway. But then they promised you it would be on your front porch from now on, and they were going to deliver one. What happened, Russell?
That's right. It was on the front porch as promised.
Excellent.
The person who is delivering it is calling every day to make sure.
Oh, my goodness. Russell, and I got to thank the Denver Post for that, too. I give them a lot of hell just because, my God, it's a dying dinosaur of a business, and hopefully they're turning it digital and everything's going to be good. But I am glad they stepped up and they're getting you your paper, and I appreciate you calling in, Russell.
Well, I appreciate your help.
I tell you to leave a review, but I assume because you read the Denver Post, you possibly write with a feather and an ink, and it might take a while.
Pardon?
Russell, I appreciate you seriously calling in, man. I'm glad we could help.
I'm glad you did.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm going to get some, I guarantee I'm going to get a hate mail from one lady in Boulder.
As you should.
As I should! You know, I was a paper boy.
One line open, 303-713-8255. I lost my job as a paperboy. I got fired. I had one lady that called up and complained. I was probably 13 years old, maybe 12, I don't know. I want to say, 7th grade. One lady, I swear to God, it didn't matter. It would never be good enough. It was either the wrong place on her porch, not on the porch, too far on the driveway, whatever. Looking back on it, probably I was in the wrong. It didn't matter. But here's why I got fired. It wasn't the number of complaints. Finally, I got so mad at her, I took one paper, and I had to be 1,000 rubber bands on that one paper. I mean, literally, it looked like a rubber band. And I put that right on the porch where she demanded it be. And then that was it. I don't know why, but I lost the job after that. 303-713-8255. Jana, what's going on with you? Jana.
Hello. Yes.
How are you?
Hello. I'm okay. How are you? Thank you for taking my call.
Sure. What's going on?
Well, I have a townhome in Colorado Springs that has had some mold mitigation work done in the attic, and presumably it's due to, leaks from the roof. So after I had the mold mitigation work done, I asked the HOA to have someone come out and put a tarp over it so that the $11,000 that I spent on the mitigation work wouldn't be ruined. They refused to come out and even look at it, and so I contacted another contractor and had a tarp put on myself.
Jana, hold on. I've got a couple questions. So, of course, that roof isn't just yours. I mean, basically, that's the community property. Why is the roof leaking, though? I mean, why isn't the roof being repaired? Why does there need to be tarp over it? I realize there was damage. Are you saying you had water damage because the roof over your unit was not good? You had that damage mitigated, but now the roof is still bad?
That's correct. They are going to replace the roof.
Got it.
But not until February or March.
Okay, so you want a tarp there so you don't have... I think you're being reasonable. Why do they care?
I don't know. That's my question. They have sent me a letter and demanded that this tarp be removed before I start...
There must be more to this. Are they saying it's not leaking right now?
Well, they don't believe there's a leak. My question is, if there's no leak and there's not a problem, why are we replacing the roof?
Well, okay. I mean, I see your argument. It's not bad. Here's what I'd like to do. Let's see if it's leaking. I mean, I don't mind calling over there, but if it's not even necessary to have... Is the tarp up there right now? Yes, right? They want it removed.
Right, right. Well, and here's the thing. They've done what they call the water test.
Yeah.
And it has supposedly not shown any leaks.
Well, here's what I'd say. If they're saying you can't put it up there, you've got proof you just spent $8,000 or $9,000. I mean, you might have, if it does leak again and there is more damage, I mean, you could have an action there. What did you have in there, mold or?
Yes, mold.
And how bad was it? I mean, $8,000, $9,000 isn't, I mean, it's not crazy, but...
Well,
how many years was it happening? This is what I'm trying to get at. If that mold had been building up and that water had been barely seeping in for 10, 15 years, I get it. It's really not going to do any harm in the next 2 months.
Yeah. Well, I have only owned the townhome for about 18 months.
Okay.
So
let's do this. Let's have Deputy Dan. Here's what I want to do. Let's get her information. Let's call the townhouse people or the townhome people. And here's what I want you to ask them, though. What's the big deal if she has it on there? And get their opinion. But then let's also, Excel Roofing has a great guy out in Colorado Springs. They do a lot of roofs in Colorado Springs. Let's call Jay up and see if he can get, I wish I can remember the guy's name, I met him, get him to go out there and see if he thinks it's going to leak or not. See if he thinks it's going to be okay for 2 months. Because, Jana, I just want you to pick your battles right. If there's no reason, to have the tarp on there, let's get the tarp off. And here's the other thing. While Jay's guy is out there, if he doesn't think there's a issue on the tarp, let's have him pull the tarp off for her.
Now, Jana, you also said the mitigator told you to put a tarp on it because he was seeing light through the roof, right?
Yes, I have pictures of daylight coming through.
Well, let's see. I got you. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Let's have our guy look at it, though. Okay. So we're going to, Dan, you're going to handle this one. You're going to call the HOA. You're going to call Jay Bretz. And Jay's guy will go out there. You're in Colorado Springs again, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so Jay's guy will go out there in Colorado Springs, and basically look at it, and the tarp should be on or not. And then if the townhome people are going, no, we don't want the tarp on there, and I've got an expert roofer saying, well, you guys are insane. If it rains or snows, there's going to be damage. Then if there is damage later, we've already let them know, and this woman will be able to go after the or the HOA or whatever.
Yep.
Sound like a game plan, Jana?
Sounds great. Thank you so much for your help. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Hold tight. So you got your marching orders, sir?
I'm marching.
He's marching. 303-713-8255. We can free her up if we have her information. Let's see here. Jared, what is going on with your car, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, Jared. Give me a quick scenario or a synopsis of what's going on with your car.
All right, well, my transmission went out, started kicking and slipping real hard.
What kind of car is it?
Over to, it's a 2012 Ford Escape.
How many miles on it?
It has 89,000.
All right, so 89,000, 2012 Escape. It started slipping, and where did you bring it?
I took it to A West Truck and Auto.
And did they do a transmission or a rebuild?
I have a warranty company.
Yeah.
So they went ahead and started a claim.
Oh, so you have an aftermarket warranty they started going through. Okay, let me do this. Let me get to a break. I'll bring you back first. One line open, 303. Well, I take that back. No lines open. Carrie, you hold on. I promise. After I get to this car warranty issue, you'll be next. And then Bennett has got a comment on the Stars Plumbing. I might try to fit that in real quick. 303-713-8255. 303 Martino. By the way, Cam Solar, these guys are unbelievable. If you've ever considered solar, ever, this makes it so simple and free and no obligation. You simply go to a website I'm going to give you. You pop in your address. They're going to use this software that they spend a lot of money on, gives them a bird's eye view. It's going to tell them where they can put panels on your property, on your house, on your roof, wherever. It's going to tell them how much solar power you can generate. Is it worth it for you? How quick will it pay back itself? They have a 20-year bumper-to-bumper equipment warranty and service guarantee on their systems. It's the only solar company I know of that has a 20-year bumper-to-bumper warranty. They've been in business well more than 10 years, 3,000 systems installed and operating as of right now. Actually, more than that. I've got to update that. 20 years performance guarantee. I can't stress that enough. They can do systems, no cash out of pocket. These aren't leases. You will owe them. But just do this. Just see if solar is right for you and how much you can save. GoCamSolar.com/troubleshooter. GoCamSolar.com/troubleshooter. Just check it out. It's a special landing page just for them. GoCamSolar.com/troubleshooter.
I forgot to grab Grant a cup of coffee. Do you want one?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
And I'm so glad you gave them all to him. That other gal still, her HOA. So who's responsible for the roof? Is it the HOA, and why is it taking until February? Yeah.
Because it's not the roof.
Oh my God. I'm so glad it's him.
But the HOA is just made up of the owners. It's her roof. It's your roof. It's all their roofs. Nick, what keeps you busy this time of year when the hail is nowhere?
Not much. Just still getting a few of them in, people lease returns and stuff like that. But
I'm going to ask you that on air.
Okay.
And then, Jeff, you want anything in particular to discuss? This will lead to a transmission for sure, or as a topic.
What, this one here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Sounds like,
off.
What do you think a transmission on that costs?
635.
actually got called into the
He's all-wheel drive installed, probably I'm going to say roughly around 4,200.
And what do you think the warranty company's saying? Pre-existed.
Well, I don't know. Let's see, take a look here. I'll have to hear more about what it is he had to go wrong. Actually, if the biggest thing with most of the warranty companies, I've only ever had one warranty company decline a claim. And the customers, we can talk about this. The customers need that little booklet with all the little information in there. It's imperative I have that because they put little zing words in there.
Yeah, all the dotting I's and crossing T's.
You got it.
So before you call the warranty
I want to know what they don't want to hear.
You bring up, I'm going to put that down. You bring up one of the best points ever. When I had my Goodyears, I had some store managers that I swear to God, with aftermarket warranties, their success rate was phenomenal. And I had other people, same warranties, they couldn't fucking get past them. They just couldn't do it. And you're right, that's what it is, because you take the time to look at it.
And one of the worst things a customer can do is call that warranty company ahead of me.
Would you look on the internet there on line 4 and see if there's any regulations in Colorado for how bright your headlights can be? Nick, and I'll ask you about it.
I'm not very good at computers, so
Just go to Google and type in Colorado.
Don't want to close it out.
Headlight. No, just launch it down at the bottom. Google. See it.
If you go with dealer pricing, you know, 'cause for replacement as opposed to a rebuild, customer could be looking upwards about $4,500 to $4,700
For dealer or for like you?
Well, that's if I get inside there and it's trashed and I can't build it, I got to buy a unit. That's where the customer's going to be sitting.
Does that happen?
Yeah, because I buy 3 or 4 transmissions a year.
Okay.
So, but you figure the unit at $3,600, you got a little over 7 hours labor. You have to program it once you get it in, and it's done with tax. You're $4,500 to $4,700.
You program everything there?
Yeah.
Do you ever run into ones you simply can't program?
We we have some problems with some of the Dodge products. So, but we've got other places.
But worst scenario, you just end up spending $100 with the dealer then to do it.
No, don't even have to do that. There's a place, Colorado Diagnostic Equipment.
Oh.
Robert Brago. He's mobile. He'll come over to their shop.
Oh, that's cool as hell.
So this is a warranty for that, Jared. I don't know if you want to have. So really, what happened was
you feel like a girl.
Well, we're a hero.
Thank you, Scooby.
So they were going to fix it. Then not. They brought an inspector out. He says, "Yep, it needs to be fixed." And then he said, "No, we're not going to fix it." So it's like $7,200 for the transmission.
72.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they're not fixing it.
Yeah. No, this is all good.
There's got to be something more there. Yes.
Here.
I'm pricing the unit right
Here, wait. I'll play it, Dan.
Hey, I don't think it was like that. You're playing the hero.
Don't talk to me my fault.
There's one, the rules of the road, are those blinding headlights legal?
Did someone ask that question?
Yeah.
That's a good question and stuff, because those are LEDs now.
Those are blinding, man.
A lot of that is how they got them turned up too.
You can actually do
well, it's just a headlight. It's not turned. You know,
yeah,
as far as
guys.
up and down.
I got a Nissan.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, very, very important. If you have not reshopped your health insurance, you got to do it now. Open enrollment ends January 15th. If you've been in the same policy, whether you're on the exchange or Obamacare or you're going direct, you know, if you're not under, or if you're an employer for that matter, actually listen, if you haven't shopped health insurance, I want you to call these guys over at Integra Insurance. I use them, Tom uses them, everybody uses them. These guys are incredible. They don't cost you a nickel. They'll find the best for you and your family. If you can get tax credits and save money, they'll tell you where. If you want low deductibles, they'll find them. If you want an HSA plan, they'll find them. If you want Kaiser, they'll get them. It doesn't matter. They're the best. But the important part is just shop it. It's almost over, and then you've got to wait another year, unless if it's a life-changing event or something. But in most cases, this is it. You got to the 15th. I'm going to give you their number. John Sr. over there is great with Medicaid and Medicare and supplements and everything you can imagine. They're just great people. They have saved us so much money, it's ridiculous. 303-466-5500. 303-466-5500.
And they're on the show Monday, too.
Oh, they're coming in Monday.
Yep.
Man, these guys are a wealth of information. I'm telling you, though, will you just shop them? Just call up. They will shop everybody, Aetna, Kaiser, blah. Whatever is the best for you. That is their entire goal. They get paid by the insurance companies. I mean, it doesn't matter if you go direct with somebody or if you use a broker, any broker. You don't pay anything for the broker, and you don't save anything going direct. There's no reason not to do it. Integra Insurance. Just write it down. Make that call now. It's almost up. 303-466-5500. Okay, Jared, I'm back to you on this warranty issue. So you bring it down. You have an aftermarket warranty. You bring it to a transmission shop. It's a 2012 Ford Escape. at first, my understanding is the aftermarket insurance, which is called what, Jeff? Do you have that? What's the name of it?
It just says Vehicle Repair Services.
Okay, so Vehicle Repair Services at first says they are going to cover it or they're not going to cover it, Jared?
So that's the that's the company I bought the service from. It's covered by Omega Auto Care.
Okay, so at first, were they going to cover it?
At first, they said yes. When I took the car in, the shop found 2 other things that were also wrong with it. The transmission was bad, the timing chain cover was leaking, and the sway bar links were going bad.
Okay, so what the shop called up, and I'm going to talk about this with Jeff in a minute, but the shop called up the warranty company, correct, and said these 3 things need to be done?
Yes.
And what did the insurance, just follow me here though, what did they say the first time? We're going to send an adjuster out, go ahead and do it. What happened?
So they said that they need a oil sample from the transmission.
Okay.
So then the shops emailed a picture of it in, then they sent out an inspector to inspect the vehicle.
Well, did they actually do it? Did they actually do an oil analysis? Did they send it to somebody like Titan Labs? Do you know the answer to that? Or did they just literally take a picture of it?
I'm pretty sure it was just a picture. I don't think they sent it somewhere.
So then the guy shows up to look at it, right? They sent out an adjuster.
Yes.
Okay, and what did the adjuster say?
They said, or he said, yeah, the transmission's bad, the timing chain cover is leaking, but the sway bar links, they're completely fine. There's no play, which the
actually,
there is.
Who cares then? The sway bar links are like the cheapest part of any of that. So, okay, so then what?
So I get a call saying that, oh, they're not going to cover it.
Did the adjuster first tell the shop or you they were going to cover it, though? Or they didn't say either way?
They didn't say either way. I didn't speak to the inspector at all.
Okay, so when they gave you notice that they weren't going to cover it, it's non-coverable. Why? Why are they saying they're not going to cover it?
They said that they weren't going to cover it because my engine oil pan is cracked. And when it got cracked, I pulled over off the side of the road to put some little bit of JB Weld over it so I could get home.
Oh, man. Jeff, you deal with these insurance companies a lot. I know what they're saying. He modified the vehicle with JB Weld, and because he didn't fix it properly, and that wouldn't have been covered because that's a road hazard to begin with.
That's a road hazard. That wouldn't have been covered, but the 2 are not associated failures.
So that transmission, in other words, the cooler lines in that particular vehicle, the 12 Escape, they don't intertwine anywhere. In other words, that issue he just said would have nothing.
He said the oil pan itself was cracked. It's an aluminum oil pan. He hit something in the road. It cracked the oil pan.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the engine oil and the transmission oil are 2 completely different things. No, they do not intermix, and no, that's not going to cause that failure.
Wow. So what did they say, Jared? Besides that, they basically said that. Here's what I wanted to talk about, and this is for everybody listening. These warranties. I used to have Goodyear stores. I had some store managers that could take these aftermarket warranties, and I don't know if they read them right or they were just better at talking to adjusters or what, but their success rate was much better than some of the others. Jeff said something during the break with Kimmer Transmission. You like when they bring you the actual warranty like you're looking at there.
Yeah, the description of what is and isn't covered, we're looking for zing words in there. Literally, they are looking for any reason to get out from underneath this warranty.
Any reason. So when you talk to them, though, you've already read the policy.
I've already gone through it. I make sure that those zing words do not pop up in conversation, that when we're going through it, I've got my customer's interest at heart here.
That's right.
We just want to get the vehicle fixed.
And your success rate, which is amazing, with aftermarket warranties and at least transmissions.
I've been dealing with aftermarket warranties companies for 25, 30 years, and I've had one that failed to actually come through.
Now, what do you think the chances are if Jared gets this vehicle over to you and you start over with the warranty company, even though they already denied it? Do you think you can get through their head one has nothing to do with the other? Or are they simply going to say it doesn't matter because I'm not looking at the language? The problem is he modified the vehicle. It doesn't matter if it had anything to do with it, but that's why we're not going to cover it.
Until I go through everything that's inside the warranty explanation of Metafits, then I can't answer that.
Okay.
Most of the time, yeah, I can get them to reverse that.
So, Jared, here's what I think we can do. I think you give Jeff a stab at it, and we get it over to him.
All right.
I mean, you don't sound too happy there. If he can end up getting you covered, I mean, right now, what are you doing with this other shop? Are you paying them $7,500 or whatever they're asking?
No, I don't know what to do right now. I don't have the money to be able to do it.
That's what I'm saying. Do you owe this shop any money right now?
No, I do not.
Okay, let's get the vehicle over to Jeff and give him a stab at it. He's going to call up. First of all, he's literally reading through your warranty now. He's going to figure out. In fact, let's do it this way. Let's not even move the vehicle until, Jeff, you want to take a stab at it. In other words, you read that. Maybe you even want to call him first, talk to him, and then decide if we're going to get the vehicle over. In fact, how do you want to handle it?
Well, there's got to be some more paperwork someplace. Usually you have specific outlined information where it deals with engine, transmission, so on and so forth. So far, I'm not seeing that inside the paperwork he's got here.
Do you have any other thing, Jared, as far as the paperwork on this?
I'm sorry, you guys broke up.
That's all right. Jared, do you have any other part of the warranty? He doesn't think the entire warranty's here.
That's all that I have.
Okay. Hold tight, man.
That's the only booklet they sent me.
Hold tight. Suzanne's going to get your information and give it to Jeff. Jeff's going to look through this, and you guys will come up with a game plan, and hopefully the next time I talk to you or Tom talks to you, it's going to be, hey, Kimmer Transmission got through to the warranty company. They did what was right, all right? Hold tight, bro. 303-713-8255. 303 Martino. Remember, that number works on and off the air. Wink and wink. Man, I like Gigi and Mike. They're great people. They're fun to have in studio. They're in all the time. We've been doing spots for them forever. But if you want to know if bankruptcy's right for you, you call Wink and Wink. Here's what I'm saying. If you've been paying the same credit card debt, the same hospital bills, the same interest forever, you're stuck, you'll never get out of it, bankruptcy very well might be right for you. So people might hate when I say that, but you know what? I didn't set up the rules. In this country. I didn't set up bankruptcy rules, but I'll tell you what, the elite use them all the time, the rich use them all the time, the corporations use them all the time. If you've been paying the same debt forever, it might be time you use it. It might be time you play by the rules. Talk to them about bankruptcy. There's no obligation. They'll talk to you over the phone. You tell them how much you owe, tell them how much you make. There's a very good chance you can save the house, keep your car, everything else. Give Wink and Wink a call anytime you have questions. But if you're just paying that interest forever and you're never going to get out of the hole, that is what this is made for. 303-410-1720. 303-410-1720. winkandwink.com.
This is
Integra.
He's in Arvada, so it shouldn't be too...
Who's that?
This Jared dude. And I thought he told me they were wanting 7,200 for it.
Hey, Bennett, I'm going to bring you up pretty quick, bro.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Bob Black Sheep.
Oh.
And ABC.
ABC.
You're right.
No, it's different. ABC
Yeah.
is.
It's just faster.
Well, you were playing that Baba Black Sheep really slow.
Ba, black sheep, have you any wool?
3 bags full. 1 for the master, and 1 for the dame, and 1 for the little boy that lives down the
Who's the dame? The chick?
Yeah.
Hey, so back then you could say dame without people bitching at you?
Dame.
Now it's like, hey, I don't know what that dame said. Next thing I know, I got 8 old people.
And women
emailing
with, women with little cat ears or pussy cat ears.
I said knocked up one time. I said, so we knocked you up? Oh, my God, you can't say knocked up anymore.
Suzanne getting slammed yesterday by
Short and curly.
She got him by the short and curlies.
Really?
He goes,
that was racist.
She goes, I didn't know pubic hair had racist. It's racist.
It doesn't even apply to a sex either.
No, it doesn't. How funny.
That wasn't it. We get some of the weirdest shit, man. People want to take it. You take a guy like that, I would assume he's as racist as hell. Because who the fuck would think that's racist? I mean, does that make sense?
Well,
I got him by the short and curlies. How many times have you heard that in their life? And the guy goes, that's racist. Well, what does he even mean by that?
Any PC person.
Everybody is
No, they wouldn't.
tries to be
No, only an
politically
idiot would
correct.
take it like that.
It's getting
That's any PC person.
ridiculous. The PC movement, it's getting... Now you hear what they're doing with mascots for college? The PETA is involved now saying they need to be gone. This is abusive to the animals, and because of the longhorn,
Isn't
they went
that
after the bulldog.
people eating tasty animals,
Yeah.
PETA?
The longhorn went after the
bulldog.
Who won?
Neither of them.
Oh,
People
yeah.
got kind of hurt by the horns on the... They got smacked around a little bit.
That'd been a great fight. You put a bulldog up against the...
But they just, it's like everything. I wear my mink out to the grocery store with sweatpants.
Have you ever had blood?
Never had anything.
No one's
it's
ever
insured.
no one's ever even said anything.
It's insured. Nobody's even said anything.
It's
In
lucky
fact,
Lane Bennett.
in fact, you know what?
I want a coat like that.
I wish I would have brought it to Europe with me because everybody in Europe wears them.
Really? What
Everybody.
Fur? Is it fake fur?
No,
Or is it
it's real fur.
That's
Real
it.
fur.
People don't know. I've got a real human skin coat.
And nobody knows.
Well, who does it?
Got it at Target.
Now that could cause some emails.
So people in Europe wear fur, and they're more PC than all that.
People everywhere wear fur.
But I know, but PETA, I mean, Europe is
You know what?
politically
Pretty
correct
soon
compared
they're
to-
going to take
I don't
it
know if
out
they are
of
or not.
the history books that cavemen wore fur, because they're taking everything. Did you hear they took Little House on the Prairie's awards away? The award was made for Little House on the Prairie.
It was for Laura Ingalls Wilder, not for
Right,
Little House on the Prairie.
But why?
But she wrote them.
Yeah, because some of the things going on inside the books that
Where she was talking about Indians.
Were blacks.
Because it was where she lived.
It's like the whole
time
Tom
she
Sawyer
lived.
thing.
Yeah, and they
Huckleberry Finn, yeah.
said it upset students, so they need to take the awards away from her. And
Yeah, but we do change. We do evolve.
I know, but you shouldn't be reshaping
Huckleberry Finn was a classic.
history.
Tom Sawyer classic.
I don't know.
She was writing.
I understand the argument.
She was writing for her time, and exactly the way
It
it
wouldn't
was.
bother me. And if they explain it like that, there's no issue.
Yeah, well,
These
that's
kids
what
aren't that
history
stupid, are they?
is. Yeah, it's not the kids. It's the stupid snowflake adults that are doing it. It's annoying. It's like, God, I wouldn't have survived childhood without little.
Shame on Stars Plumbing and Heating
For giving this guy a $7,500 estimate and then hitting him with a total of $17,000. They almost held up the sale. I don't know what made me think of that. It might have been that song Grant just played. Shame, shame, shame. Shame. Shame on you, Stars Plumbing and Heating. And if you guys see them, I honestly would not use them in a million years. I hope they come through, though. I do have hope that Enrique, the owner down there at Stars Plumbing and Heating, will talk to Lopez, his guy over there, and come to the reality of what they did and they got caught. Or they simply were so dumb and didn't know the rules, they should eat it. I don't know which way it is. They're either, like I said before, they're either morons, in my opinion, at Stars Plumbing and Heating, or they're rip-offs. I'm not quite sure. But
Rip-offs.
What's the in-between? What else could they be? You know what? I forgot one. They could be both. I did. Other things could be possible, but come on, guys. In all seriousness, guys, you gave them an estimate for $7,500. And really the reason I brought this back up, Bennett, you've got a question/comment. Go ahead.
Well, you know, Mark, I've been listening to this plumbing thing.
Yes.
If their work is complete, I would pay the $7,500.
They already, the money is held up in escrow. So he was selling the house. The whole reason he pretty much had to get this done was because they were selling the house. So he went ahead, even though 2 other companies, and the actual city inspector said you do not need this work. The buyer still wanted it done, so this guy made a bad decision, Scott, in my opinion, and decided to go ahead and get it done. So he did he agreed to it, $7,500. They dig up the entire street. Then they say, hey, wait a minute, it's going to cost more because the city inspector says we've got to use flow fill, which is basically liquid, and it turns into kind of cement, but you can still dig it back up. But from the very beginning, it would have needed flow fill. It doesn't matter. In every single county, virtually in Colorado, you have to use flow fill under the right-of-way. You have to.
Well, Mark, they should have known that, and personally, if it was me, I would go to court because I don't think there's a judge in this state that would not side with him.
Well, we're going to find out, but it's just amazing to me, Bennett. It's 100% amazing that these guys would do it.
Mark, my last comment is I agree with you 100%. I think these guys are so crooked that they're going to have to be corkscrewed in the ground when they pass.
I like that. Thank you, Bennett, for that call.
Bye.
That was in his opinion, by the way. I'll cover for him. 303-713-8255. Susan, how can we help you?
Hi, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine, Susan.
So I was calling to figure out, does anybody have a regulation for the super bright headlights on these brand new cars?
A regulation? I'm sure they can't be super bright. Nick, do you have, you're looking at me like you might have something?
Yeah, I kind of looked up something on it. I saw something here where it says the headlamps, auxiliary lamps or spot lamp, intensity greater than 300 candle power.
Ah, yes, because we all calculate candle power.
Yeah, I mean, I do that
Well,
daily.
What do the new cars have? Because I actually drive Lyft at night.
They're driving you nuts.
I mean, it's so ridiculously bright. Their
I know
regular
exactly what you're
headlights
saying.
are ridiculous. They're bright high beams. They're blinding.
We all see
adjust
that.
my
They're
mirror.
LEDs, aren't they?
Well, they can be. It doesn't matter if they're LEDs or not, but I know what she's talking about, and sometimes it's hard to tell. There's been times where I have flashed somebody because I thought they had their brights on, and then they flash me back with their real brights, which were mind-numbing.
Yeah, you see black spots when you do that.
I have a Nissan Pathfinder. I had to adjust the headlights because I constantly getting flashed. People thought I had my brights on.
Yeah, I don't think, yes, there is regulations, 300, whatever he just said, candlelight.
Candle power.
Candle power. Isn't it funny, like horsepower, how we literally take some unit of measure that we used 100 years ago and we still use it. You would think they'd come up with a new unit of measure, like lumens or something, but whatever it is. So what I would personally do is, there's nothing you can do. I mean, what are you going to do? Call the cops, say, hey, this guy's headlights are too bright.
Well, it's on Lexus, Toyota, Mercedes, and Nissan. Those are the biggest offenders. And I'm sure it's great if you're driving it, but it's literally blinding for the rest of us.
Our cars, both are Hyundai. Suzanne has a new Santa Fe, and I've got a 15 Genesis. Both of them, the brights go on and off automatically. I don't think I ever I don't think I ever do anything with the switch, and we don't get hit with those bright, so.
Okay. Well, I just
Susan,
wondered if anybody was regulated, because it's crazy.
Well, there
is
regulations, but
bright.
there is regulations, but there's no teeth. I mean, what are you going to do? Call a cop up and follow
fix
it?
a ticket.
You got to
fix a ticket.
Maybe can you change the direction of the headlights?
You could do. Here's what you could do.
In your face.
I know what you could do. Citizen's arrest. I have always wanted to make a citizen's arrest. Just don't get shot.
Are you kidding?
No.
Those crossover SUVs are in between, regular car and an SUV.
So it's right in your face.
So it's right in your face. That's the difference right there.
All right.
Okay. Thanks.
Wait,
I just thought I'd try.
Ted, friend of the show. Ted, what's your comment on these high bright lights, sir?
It's not just the new cars with their bright lights, which are definitely bright, but I see so many people around town running with their high beams on these days, and it drives me insane. You know the kind of cars I drive, they're not real high off the ground. And, it's bad enough, the new cars and how bright their lights are. But
what was that classic you drove up to the station one time, a K car?
The 82 Aries, yep.
The 82 Aries.
Still running strong. It's not my daily driver, though. You know that, right?
It's his classic. He keeps it. It's his, when is it? When do you drive it if it's not your
When it's
everyday?
nice out.
I drive it occasionally and take it out on, take it to Washington.
Ted, I never laughed. So I thought you were going to pull up like in a, a 57 Chevy or something. He pulls up in the 82K car, the Aries. I was shocked.
That's the car that saved Chrysler.
It did, actually, didn't it?
No, it did. It was the car that saved Chrysler.
He actually had the push. Listen, this thing had the original push-button AM radio.
Yeah, well, it's got an AM, FM 8-track. The original speaker isn't even blown. I tell you, I don't know how I got lucky enough to get in as good a shape as it's in.
You know what? I don't know how you got lucky enough to get into that either. And I'm not saying what kind of luck, but that's a good job, man.
Anyway, nevertheless, yeah, what I would hope is that I would like, because it's illegal to drive around the city with your high beams on.
Let's
and,
get
I see it happening all the time. I don't know why police aren't handing out tickets to people who are doing that.
ITED hasn't been in for a while. Let's get him in. You want to come back in, don't you, ITED?
Oh, I'd love to.
Let's get you back in. You can buy Tom lunch.
All right.
Hold on, man. Get Suzanne, bug Suzanne to get you in sometime,
all right,
seriously.
All right.
Later, Gator. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
303-713-8255. I like Ted. I really do. He is a good guy. Carrie, you've been holding a long time. What is going on? It says you got a problem with Phil Long.
Yes.
What is the issue?
Okay, so I've actually purchased my truck, my Ford F-150, 2012. It's a V6 with the EcoBoost. I got a V6 on purpose because, you know, gas and everything.
Sure.
And I've been taking it back since, after day one.
Carrie, I'm sorry, I missed it. Is it brand new? What year was it?
No, it was 2012, and it had...
2012.
Yeah, it had 59,000 miles on it.
Did you buy it with any kind of warranty?
Yeah, I did. I bought the extra warranty through them. It was with their own personal warranty. So if anything happens, they fix it.
Okay, so what was the first thing that happened? Tell me that.
My turbo just it was loud. It was insane how loud it was.
Did they fix that?
Yeah.
Okay, hold tight. Hold tight. I'm sorry. I have to take this break. I promise I'll go back to you first. 303-713-8255. Shannon's got a problem with Pet City, but we're going to go back to Carrie in this Phil Long issue right after this.
Just to let you know, her two issues are gas mileage, and she's got some kind of a jerk in it.
Well, she should jerk out.
She should get a new boyfriend.
You guys think alike.
I hope she says that, actually. He's got some kind of jerk. We'll tell him to get out.
Kick him to the curb, lady. Kick him to the curb.
My God. Who am I, Dr. Laura? Kick him to the curb.
I'd have to talk to the warranty company to see what they're hanging their hat on, but that's the one thing I can find right there.
Did he do this or you did?
I didn't. But those guys,
there you go.
Yep.
If any part of it has been subject to alteration or accident, or for any accidental loss or damage resulting from collision or upset, falling missiles, nuclear bombs, gremlins,
we still never have seen
and vampires.
Vampires, there you go. Call Buffy.
Call Buffy, yeah.
There you go. Sir Michelle Gellar, man.
2012 V6 turbo. It's going to eat gas, man. I'm guessing that thing, Lucky's going to be.
So that's one of her issues. It's below the recommended gas. You know,
welcome to Colorado.
I know, but it's supposed to get 21 highway, 14.
That's average. That's not here in Colorado.
And so that's like I said.
Not only do you realize
that's how she drives.
I think every other state. I could be wrong, but at least almost every other state, the lowest octane they sell is higher than our lowest octane.
Yes.
We're dumping ground for fuel.
No, it's not dumping. It's the altitude.
Yeah.
You can get by with that. You can get by with lower altitude.
I just got premium gas for $1.52 a gallon.
No way.
Because I have King Supers.
Oh, she spent $8,000 in groceries and they gave her a discount.
Off because I have the credit card. So you can go above the dollar off.
Sam's is like a buck.
That was only
89.
95 cents off.
It's cheap.
So it worked
They don't
out.
sell diesel.
The one by me does.
So why do you
the one in
burn
Casper
premium?
does.
Yeah.
It's a Mercedes. I alternate between premium and regular. I mean medium.
No, Jeff, you tell her that you don't need to. If you don't need premium,
it's not
if you don't have high compression, you don't need premium.
It tells you premium, but you
What
need, how would I know if
says,
it's high
put
compression?
premium in
All you
it?
can do is try driving it without it and see what happens.
Oh, okay.
You know, as long as you're not getting any pinging and knocking, yes, you can get away with it. You'll get a little bit lower fuel economy because the higher the octane, you will get better fuel economy.
So is it better to go with the medium or just regular?
It depends on
I
your,
think the medium is worthless.
It's what your car says, or your car doesn't say that. What your book says.
Yeah.
Put in there.
It tells you to put in the highest.
I think
all of them tell you.
Yeah,
put
they'll
in
tell you
premium.
that.
I think there's three different
Say on
ones,
Nissan Versa.
and it's all the same tank.
Really?
It's all the same gas.
No, it's not the same gas. It's
Just a different additive package.
It tells you.
Well, it is.
Octane, all octane really is it's a rating of a fuel's resistance to burn.
Right.
What do you put in?
The harder it is to burn, the more easily we can control
Do you
it.
see
Or to
regular?
explode.
I've never bought any other, even my
Right. You know, your
my RX-8,
C-chains,
which is
right.
a weird rotary engine. It called for high octane areas.
Rick uses it definitely
Oh,
in the
okay.
It's
Corvette
rated on cetane.
Okay.
because it
Well,
does ping and knock.
if it pings and knocks, you got to go up. There's no
Yep.
doubt.
No two ways about that.
I didn't realize fuel injectors for gas are not within the cylinder like a diesel. They
They have direct injection
They actually
now.
still, they do.
Yes.
Okay, but I heard they're having issues with it.
They're having huge
But-
problems with it because they carbon up the valves. Because you no longer have the gas walking over the valves.
But the diesel, why does diesel not have any issues?
It's a complete different.
I know. That it,
Yeah, I mean, diesel fuel
So-
can also be used as a lubricant.
okay. Well, you're right.
It's a completely different bird.
I thought they were having problems with the injectors. No, but
No,
it's
the carboning on the valves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you no longer have the fuel washing over the valves. Take all that out. So Al talks about it because he does this. It's basically walnut shells that they run through the system. So it beats down on top of the valves and cools down.
Wow. So it must be pretty ground up walnut
Yeah,
shells
it's a
there.
PG product.
And that doesn't hurt anything because it's metal against walnut shells. Metal wins.
Chews them right up. Yes and no. Put some rice in there, see what happens.
I mean, what kind of gas line did you get with walnut shells?
Probably better than you do with sugar.
All right, Genesis Total Exteriors, home improvements. These guys are great. By the way, folks listening to us in Colorado Springs,
They've got a great crew in Colorado Springs now, so anything you need. Listen, siding, windows, gutters, painting, fences, decks. On the inside of your house, they can do the kitchen, they can do the bathroom, they can put your basement together. These guys just do everything. How about an exterior garage? I mean, pretty much anything you want, no job too big or small. In Denver, call them at 303-679-8509. They'll always give you a free estimate. I mean, they'll come out, they'll look at the job, give you different options. Maybe you just want builder grade, and that'll save you money. Maybe you want it to be high-end. Whatever you want, these guys can do. We've been dealing with them for a long, long time. Mark Szymanski's the owner. But in Denver, 303-679-8509. And in Colorado Springs, 719-313-8975, 313-8975. Okay. We've got a couple lines open, but we're right up against the clock. But this is the time if you want to get in. 303-713-8255, 303 Martino. Carrie, so you purchased this 2012 F-150. It's got the V6. It's got a turbo. And you bought it from Phil Long in Colorado Springs.
Correct.
The turbo went out.
Motor City.
Motor
Yeah,
City, wherever it is.
Right.
The turbo went out. You bought a warranty from them. It's kind of an in-house warranty. Turbo went out. They fixed it, right?
Well, yeah, they put a radiator hose on my turbo.
Okay. Did it fix it, though? I don't care what they... I don't even know what that means. They wouldn't put a radiator hose on it.
Again after. It was still making noises here and there after, and then my husband saw the radiator hose, and we found out it wasn't getting air to it the way it was supposed to. So that could have been one of the reasons.
It's off the intercooler. Okay, but it's not a radiator hose. It's an intercooler hose. But anyhow, I understand. I'm nitpicking here. Okay, is it fixed, though? Help me there. Is it fixed?
That part, I think, is fixed. It still makes noises here and there, so I really don't know.
You've got buyer's... I want to jump to something real quick. Is this purely buyer's remorse, or is there a problem with the vehicle now?
No, there's a problem with the vehicle,
What
because
is
I
it?
even have a loaner right now.
Oh, what's the problem with the vehicle?
It's the gas mileage is crappy. It's bad.
What's it supposed to be? My God, it's a V6 turbo. It's not going to get 40.
I'm getting 10 to 12 miles per gallon city miles.
Well,
and
that sounds pretty. I mean, actually, Jeff, we were kind of talking. I mean, that sounds crazy. 10 to 12.
Yeah.
Your truck
Yeah,
gets
it's
that.
bad. Yeah, and I did, we were doing the math, filled it up, you know, and was making sure it wasn't just, you know, the numbers were off or something like that.
Yeah.
It really was getting that mileage.
So they acknowledge, does Phil Long acknowledge that this thing's only getting 10 or 12, and that's what they're trying to fix right now?
No, they're not even fixing it. They just keep giving it back to me and saying we can't find nothing unless, they said, unless the check engine light comes on and they get codes, there's nothing they can do. That's what they said. That's what they keep telling me.
Well, I mean, if they're really saying that, they're idiots, because if you had a flat tire, your check engine light's not going to come on.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what I've been saying. But
You know, here's the deal,
woman.
though. I don't know if you're correct. It's only getting 10 or 12. What else? Is that the only issue you have right now with it is gas mileage?
No. It also does this jerking thing. When it, like, downshifts sometimes, it'll just jerk, and it jerks hard. And it did it. They told me to take them for a ride this last time and show them what's going on. And it did it. Right when we pulled off, it did it. And I brought this up to them, and they're like, yeah, you know, it didn't do it again for us. I'm like, but you were right there with me, and it did it. I don't understand this.
Well, there's multiple TSBs related to hard shifts on that transmission.
There is.
Yeah, multiple TSBs on that. There's about 3 different reprograms.
Here's what I'd like you to do, Carrie. I'm sorry, I'm looking at another name. Do this for me. You're in Colorado Springs. There's 2 people down there I trust like crazy. One is Andy at Colorado Springs Dodge. I either want him to look at it or Jesse or Bola over at Honest Accurate. They have 2 shops out there. So either Honest Accurate or Colorado Springs Dodge. I want one of them to look at it next time you have it back, and I'll get a report from them. I want to hear from them what they think.
Okay.
So listen, if you're gonna call Colorado Springs Dodge, you ask for the service department, ask for Andy. Tell Andy you talked to me on the air, and I would like him to take a look at it and see if he thinks anything's going on, okay?
Okay.
And then if you decide to go with Honest Accurate, that's fine. Either ask for Jesse, I'm not sure who's at the other store, but either ask for Jesse or Bola, tell them you talked to me, and I would like them to look at it.
Okay.
Sound like a game plan?
Sure does.
You know, a lot of this, when people call in, a lot of this is you following through with the advice we're giving. So I need these people to say, yeah, this thing's getting horrible gas mileage. Jeff, when you hook up a scan tool, does it actually read gas mileage?
No.
It does not.
No.
So the only way you would really do it is run it dry and then calculate it.
Yeah, but, you know, that thing was rated at 16 to 22 when it was brand new. So, I mean, if she was running 14 around in Colorado, that would be considered pretty much normal.
Yeah, actually, and she's saying 10 to 12. Are you sure it's only 10 to 12?
That's city.
Yeah, the max I got, because my husband changed all the fluids, filters, everything, plugs, wires, everything, and then it went up like up to 13.
But if she's actually having problems with that turbo, that can definitely relate to...
That's what we need to find out, Carrie. You need to get over to one of them. So listen, Honest Accurate or Colorado Springs Dodge, and if you forget, I'm going to make it easy. You go to referrallist.com. That's where you find all the great people. 303-713-8255. We've got a lot coming up. We've got David that's got a pet issue. Shannon has got a timeshare issue. We've got a lot. My name's Mark Major. Stay right here on the Troubleshooter Network.
Shoots the video, and it could be the death trap.
The what?
The death trap.
She didn't say it right.
I know.
It's
I thought you
it's
were
got a
gonna
jerk.
try
I could. What do I? I look at you though. You're fucking giggling like a
I almost said, yeah.
People think I'm immature.
I don't know.
Sometimes.
You guys are. It's close.
Sometimes.
When I was in New Orleans, this guy came up and showed me that shoe joke that I use all the time.
It's kind of funny is who was it from Become the Banker? What's his name?
This kid, not Joe, but his kid.
Joe's kid.
They ran
He was going to down there to New Orleans. I told him about this is because we did it to him. I told him about they might do that there, and I did it. It was 25 years ago. They did it to him down there.
It's a good joke, man. They'll make you $5.
Yeah.
And then they'll shake you down if you don't pay them, probably. Shake down some old lady in heels.
Oh, Margo, I got these from Macy's.
So the way to get out of it, you say, no, they're not my shoes.
That would be a good answer. Nope, not my shoes. Wait a minute, they're on your feet. Don't matter, borrow them.
Just special for this event.
He's wearing my shoes.
Not
Tell me where he is.
I'm looking for him.
I can tell you exactly where he is. He's in your shoes.
It's the joke that never stops.
Yeah. Boy, Tom.
There you go.
You see Tom.
He gets so mad when we do that
He gets
together.
so mad.
He'll have like, we'll have like a dentist or doctor.
Children, they're children.
There's nothing like looking at some brand new attorney or doctor looking at his loafers going, and then we almost fall down laughing.
And it's the stupidest joke.
We got the guy from Ideal coming on right out of the break.
Oh, cool.
And Tom goes at he goes, and they'll keep on laughing.
Oh, I know. Yeah. I'm with Tom. It's a dumb joke.
Yeah, right. As soon as you smoke a bowl, you're right up there doing the shoe
You
joke.
act like you act like I don't. I rarely ever get.
But you get smarter.
But I do.
You get funnier.
I get
and then
funnier.
you're using the shoe joke.
We have the technology.
Use the shoe joke on the next time when your girlfriends and stuff. And do it.
The best ones with people that are stoned are the really dumb ones. You know, like what did the buffalo say to his son when he went over the hill? Bye, son.
Bye, son.
That would be a good 5-minute
What did he say when his dog ran away?
And a snort.
Dog gone.
Why'd the chicken cross the basketball court? Heard the ref was blowing fouls.
There you go.
Why did the chicken cross the playground?
Don't know.
To get to the other slide.
That's not bad.
So you could use the foul joke with the bear joke.
There you go.
How the oral sex going on there? Those jokes.
You just got a one-track mind over here.
Yeah.
Everything goes to sex with him.
Oh, the bear does.
See, stuck on the bear. I admit it, I'll forget about it. I'll give you a quarter. Book it later.
Ideal's the only one I owe you, right?
He said the bear. You didn't come here to hunt.
You don't come here for the hunt, do you?
Did the market stay where it was, guys?
I haven't seen it.
It'll move.
Look, President Trump.
Right where it was last time we looked.
600.
Yeah, he's got a press conference.
I sold virtually everything out of cash accounts. 700 up, man.
No way.
717, bro.
Well, it was this. Well, I don't think it ever in history has it been like say it's the last 2 months.
The great crash, man.
What's that?
The crash.
No, up, down, like that.
Yeah, but honestly, it's down. If you look at it,
No,
if you look
right,
at this
the
in a year, it's
yes,
a fucking
yes.
down slope.
Well,
Have
not
you gone
for the
to
year,
Ocean Prime?
2019.
The new location.
But I mean, can you ever remember a time where it's like say 600 down one day, 700 up the next day, 400 down the next day, up 5?
Is he up on Broad?
Have you been to Ocean Prime over here? Yeah, the new one they opened.
What is Ocean Prime?
They just
Restaurant?
opened it where, what was that one restaurant that closed? Can't think of the name of it. They just opened right up here off of Bellevue. Okay, I pushed menu. Why am I getting? Oh, that was the restaurant.
Even if it immediately wrote off the mortgage payments and you have access to tax-free money all while owning your home. That's right, you still own your home, but now have access to your equity when you need it most. With a reverse mortgage from American Financing, you can feel confident about living your golden years with financial comfort and security. Their mortgage consultants are salary-based, so conversations are simple, straightforward, and honest. Call American Financing today at 303-695.
Well, they have a James Bearder Award, so that's pretty cool. It's a 4.5 star.
We'll just wait for a break then. If he doesn't come in by 30, I'll just do it.
Do you ever go to Cormac and Smith's?
What?
McCormick and Smith's? You ever been there?
Yes, that's
The
where.
building where Tom used to live,
Mhm.
downstairs?
I didn't like it.
You didn't?
Nope.
Yeah.
Did
We used
not
to
like
go
it.
to their happy hour. Their happy hour is freaking phenomenal.
They have a hamburger at happy hour. It's delicious.
It's like $6
Yeah,
for
it
this
is.
huge, yummy hamburger. I don't even.
There used to be a great happy hour at a place I used to like going to till they screwed me and I'm suing them. But they had a great happy hour too.
Did they have good happy hours? What'd they have?
$4 premiums, beers. I don't know. I don't drink other drinks, but $4 like Space Dust was $4. I mean, that's a hell of a deal. But you know what? If you drink like Bud and stuff, I think it's $4, so that's no big deal there.
Yeah, well,
Space Dust
where?
and IPA is good, bro.
oh yeah,
You're
that
drinking
is.
Space Ducks, and you get all over him for eating dirt on us.
Can you get that other places? Can you
what's
get
up
it
with
at the store?
Oh, yeah,
Liquor
liquor
store?
store.
You can
Do you
find
see
it.
how many people
We found this
really
beer
like
called
that
Rogue
diatomaceous
when
earth?
we were
that
in
they
I've never
use?
Hawaii.
heard of it.
I found it at
Oh, no, it
place
really,
here.
it's out there. It's on
$12.99
YouTube, so especially for giving for animals. They help.
Welcome to the show, the only show that's
And we're here to solve problems, answer questions, take your complaints, make your life just a little bit better. We expose the bad guys. We shine bright sunlight that's beautiful rainbows on the good guys. That's what we do. We truly have recovered. Tom started this 40 years ago in a true number. In fact, I'd argue it's a lot higher. But $200 million in cash, merchandise, exchanges, and refunds directly back to listeners. That's an amazing number. Think of that. There's not an attorney's firm that I can think of, maybe some of these big class actions, but that's more than most attorneys have gotten back for their clients. And we don't charge anything. We make it simple. 303-713-8255 is a number right now. When we're not on the air, you can always find us at referrallist.com. You can go to Listen Live there, and you can actually watch us live there when we're live during the show. You can go to our Facebook page and watch the live video and audio after the show if you want. You can go to YouTube and do the same. Just search Referral List. Search Tom Martino. It's very simple. It's very cool. It's car day, by the way. And I have two great guys, two great members in with me today. Nick Yutzy. He's with Flexident. You've done work for us, man. You've worked on, I want to say, our Santa Fe. Is that correct? We had hail right here. I don't remember what Suzanne was driving. I think it was a Santa Fe.
Yeah, that one and Hyundai.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, he's worked on two, and he worked on
two
our
of
kids'
my
car.
cars too.
Oh, Nick's worked on two?
My Mercedes and BMW.
You know, paintless dent repair, I mean, really, you're like an artist. I've seen those tools you use. You got to know what you're doing. It takes a long time to figure out how to use those properly, economically, to where you can give great prices and make it look like brand new, like it never happened. What do you do this time of year when the hail's not there, though, Nick? Literally this week, what are you working on? Are you working on stuff that people had hail damage, they put it off forever, now they're showing up?
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple of lease returns that we're doing. Actually got a car in the shop right now from somebody you sent me, Aaron.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this is a slow part of time.
Do you give people, I remember at least during the busy season after a hailstorm, you would try to give people either $500 off.
Yep.
So a lot of times that means, they're not paying a deductible.
Yep.
Or you would get them a rental car, or sometimes even both for that matter. So if people still have the hail damage right now, this is a good time to get it done because you're going to be quick.
This is an awesome time. We are open. We can get going on it next week.
You can get going on it quick, and you're probably willing to, if it's a cash deal, you're probably willing to do what you can to keep that shop cruise until the next hailstorm.
I make good cash deals.
And it doesn't even have to be hail damage. He took care of some dings that were sitting there for a while.
Oh,
and he
a big
knew
one.
it, and they're you can't even tell.
It's an amazing thing like that. If you think about the dings you get at Walmart or the mall parking lot or the Costco parking lot for sure. But if you're looking for it, Nick, give your number out right now so hopefully we can get you some.
It's 303-619-6273.
One more time, sir.
303-619-6273.
Now give out the call-in number.
The what number?
The call-in number. Exactly. 303 Martino.
Martino, there you go. You
All
guys are awesome, man. I appreciate it.
All right, 303-713-8255. Jeff Vick with us, Kimmer Transmission. Carrie, we left off with her. She bought a vehicle, Colorado Springs, actually, I'm pretty much done with her. She's either going to have to shoot over to Honest Accurate on a referral list or Colorado Springs Dodge. We're going to figure out what's going on, but I'll finish real quick. Carrie, we're on the same page. You're going to get that vehicle over so we can figure out what's going on, correct? Okay, I did get rid of her.
I think she's done with you.
She was done with me, that's true. All right, 303-713-8255. David's got a timeshare issue. What's going on, David?
Hi, I was wondering if you guys had any specific recommendations about who to go to get out of a timeshare. I just got it. That is, I went with my wife over the holidays, and we actually bought it's the Hilton one, and we realized we're just probably not going to be able to use it. It's in Las Vegas, and I don't think I like Las Vegas.
Let's do this. I'm going to try to get one of our experts on. Here's what I'm going to tell you about timeshare teams. People that say that they'll get you out of the timeshare. A lot of them are lead generators, so they're not even the attorneys. In other words, you'll call them, and they'll put you in touch with someone that does it. They'll promise you stuff like a full refund if we can't get you out. But think about what they're saying, and here's what I've seen time and time again. They'll come back to you and say, okay, well, we've negotiated, we can get you out, but it's going to be $40,000. Well, of course, you're not going to cough up $40,000 to get out of it, but yet you're still going to owe them because they had a way for you to get out of it, even though it was ridiculous. So a lot of these guarantees you hear are worthless. Does that make sense?
It does. All right.
They're absolutely worthless. Now, we have an actual attorney Suzanne's trying to get on. This is all he does, and he's the best at it. He does it right through his own firm. But hold on. I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to go to a different call, and hopefully we can get them, okay? So hold tight, David, but do not fall for any of those traps out there. And that's for anybody out there. There's only certain ways to get out of timeshare. Some you're not going to get out of. I don't care what anybody says, unless you basically buy your way out of them. I do want to ask you this, though. What did you get for free? My God, how did you get suckered into this deal? Did you get like a buffet and a couple shows? What?
That would pretty much be it. And it's Las Vegas, and it was enough time in the hotel room for me to remember why I don't really like that place.
So in Vegas, you're drunk, I'm assuming, and you decide for a free show you're going to go buy a timeshare. I mean, honestly, I'm asking for other people out there. What suckered you into it? Was it the free show tickets? What was it, for real?
They managed to get my wife with the points. There's lots and lots and lots of Hilton points that come along with this one.
I got you. So when you buy in, you get points which you can spend immediately at other places.
Right, and he just kept upping the points.
How much is it a year? People wonder how that freaking Paris Hilton walks around with all that money hung around her, and I'm telling you, this is it right there. But I'm sorry, David. So how much was it?
She separated us from about $30,000 up front, and then there's about an $800 a year fee, I think.
So you have, how long are you going to be paying that $30, or do you ever already pay it?
Cover, but
I missed you.
We can pay the $30. It's they didn't provide financing, and I have good credit.
Did you pay the $30? Is what I'm asking.
We signed up for the loan.
Okay. So you did that. So I mean, boom, you signed on it. So you're going to pay $30,000, and then on top of that, what do you pay per year for your week or 2 weeks, whatever?
It's about 3 weeks, but it's $800.
And then $800. Now, do you know what a special assessment is?
I do.
Okay, yeah. Well, let me tell you, something hits there, hail, I mean, it's Las Vegas, I don't know what the hell's going to hit there, but something, wind, sand, whatever, if there's ever damage, they're going to hit you with a special assessment, and if you look at that paperwork, they could hit you with $5,000 each year, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, and I'm afraid that's exactly right. I've done a little contracting work, and that's one of the first things I think of. And who knows who they hire? I mean, you just had somebody on. The lady who got the plumber got her for $7,000.
Oh, you're talking about Stars Plumbing and Heating. These guys, listen to this. You're not going to believe this story. $7,500 they give this guy an estimate to dig up the sewer in the road to replace his line he's selling his house. They knew up front, if they'd been in business this long, they're either idiots and didn't know, or they were trying to rip them off, knowing that the final price was going to be a lot higher than the initial estimate they give. So they dig it all up and they go, whoops, we forgot something. We forgot to put this stuff in. It's actually going to be $17,000. So now this guy's got all this money tied up in escrow because of Stars Plumbing and Heating, and I can't figure out if they're morons or if they're truly bad guys trying to rip them off, or both. I don't know. And they won't. After talking to me on the air last Friday, they said if I found out that the city did require flow fill for every job, that they'd be willing to discuss it. And guess what? They dropped off the face of the planet. I even left a message for Enrique this morning. I'm sorry, but this is your time, David.
Well, I got to go with what you're saying. That is baffling. I thought maybe the price has gone up since I worked. No, so
hey, listen, I have got
a cubic yard.
David,
how do you get that much more money?
No, it's insane, and I'm looking at the estimate, but I don't want to talk about that. I want to help you out. We've got the best attorney out there, literally the attorney, not some lead generation with a 800 number. We're going to bring him up after this break, okay? So I want you to hold tight, man, but I also want to talk to Brent Ivinson real quick at Ideal Home Loans. Brent, I have a question for you. Rates were down to about 4.5 after almost cresting 5. What do you think is going to happen over the next year?
Well, here's the thing. They dropped further yesterday afternoon. We're at 4.375%.
Oh, man.
As of right now. Now, again, I don't think this is likely going to be a long-term play. You know, there's a lot of volatility going on in the market, and that's what's driving a lot of this. So for anybody looking to do something, my advice would be take advantage of things much sooner rather than later, because the longer you wait, the more expensive it's likely going to become.
You know, the other thing is pure cash flow. This time of year, you've got bills to pay off, your credit cards to pay off from Christmas, traveling around for Christmas or the holidays in general. The other thing is if you're sick and tired of high payments, really, regardless of what rate you're at right now, you might be able to lower your payments for 2019 in a big way by doing a refi.
Oh, absolutely. You'll be able to save a significant amount of money by looking at a refinance. Credit cards, it's unbelievable the interest rates you pay and how it's financed. Get it into a home loan, you'll get ahead, save money, and pay everything off more quickly.
You know, and I got to throw this out, man. Every time I talk to you, I always think of all these things. The other things you guys do that other lenders don't do, and let's face it, there's lenders out there that honestly, they try to buy the market. And you know what? That's fine. I get all that, but here's what I'm saying to people out there. Listen to this. The custom term mortgage is unbelievable. If you're in a 30 right now and there's only 10 years on it, you might be able to save a ton of interest. Or if you're into 30 and only 1 year into it, I assure you if you move to a 10 or a 15 or an 8 or a 13, get it a custom term mortgage. They'll look at your cash flow, look what you can do. They will save you a ton of money in interest. Give these guys a call, 303-867-7000. 303-867-7000. You can check them out at idealhomeloans.com.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
It's Friday.
Are we doing those again? Live, where he calls in.
Hey Jeff, how'd that screaming deal
Every
you did
day?
last time?
Monday,
Did you get
Wednesday,
me?
Friday?
You said 2?
I honestly don't
Because a whole bunch of people called in and they ended up not
Oh, they
showing
make
up.
appointments and they just never show up. Yeah.
We'll do that again. In fact, I'll bring that up.
I love that one. I think that.
Well, I sent you a text. Let me know the day you want to come in.
I got to
Never heard back.
It's impossible, man.
Let me. I'm going to go in there.
I'm waiting for you to do 90% off.
I shall do so. I'll do a 90% off special.
Yeah, I know. He's going to jack the
You're
price
an
up
employee
400.
of Tom Markey.
But I'm going to do mine every 25,000.
25.
I hope I don't
You want
get
a
any
star?
shit on that last
An award?
No, I'm just saying I believe in it.
What?
It's one of that changing transmission fluid. Not a flush. Just dropping it.
There you go.
Oh, man, I got to deal with this kid's car, get it up on blinker. I know I'm going to end up having to go out and
Did you
show
get the
it.
carpet,
Drive. No
the
one's going to drive to
seats?
fucking Franktown. I'm going to end up meeting people in Castle
Right.
Rock.
Did
And
you
that's
get
the thing
seats
about it.
cleaned?
They're beautiful.
Oh, nice.
He did that good of a job, huh?
Beautiful. He did the upholstery. He did the
Wow.
floors.
He does.
Beautiful.
Does he do that all the time, or he just did that for you?
I don't think he offers that as a service. I don't know. I mean, for enough money, he'd do it. He don't care. He'd do whatever. Actually, it's funny you say that. I was looking at
So after he did it, I stopped in at the car wash in Castle Rock and said, how much for a detail? Because, I mean, we still need to get it besides shampoo. I said, I just had it shampooed. We got the upholstery done and there, but I need, like, the other stuff. He goes, don't get a detail. That's 90% of the detail. He goes, just get an interior, exterior for $35 and we'll make sure it looks great. He goes, but the $300 detail, or $250 or whatever it was, he goes, the majority of that's exactly what you already had done. I just never realized that. Yeah. The other stuff's quick, I guess. When you used to work for the car wash?
That's what we did.
Who was in the movie Car Wash? Great movie.
Oh, shoot.
Ice-T?
Was Danny DeVito?
Ice-T.
No.
Richard Pryor. Great
Pryor,
movie. Richard Pryor is so funny.
Is he still alive?
No. He almost killed himself the first time.
He caught on fire.
Smoking crack, man.
Free base, right?
You got to be fucked up to do that.
No.
The one that still gets me, the one, and it wasn't drug abuse, but it was depression, is that Robin Williams. That is just still mind-blowing. He hung himself.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, you
had
think a guy
it
like
all,
that.
man. He had the wife, the kids, the money, the power.
You think a guy like that is happy all the time, you know?
And that's just the other part, too. He's always...
Yeah.
Maybe it's the fact he's always got to be on, no matter what, no matter where he goes, no matter what. He can never just... He's so used to always being on, he can't turn it off. He's become what that is, you know? But even back on, what was that, Mork from Ork or whatever? He was crazy as shit back then. He was great.
That's the first time I really did him. I thought he was a good show.
That launched originally off of Happy Days.
Yeah, he broke.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. They landed, he was on a show or two, and then it branched.
It was only one show, and originally he comes in...
In the egg.
Right.
All right, 303-713-8255. David found himself in a predicament. He was in Las Vegas. He purchased a Hilton timeshare, basically $30,000. He signed all the paperwork, and this just happened. Of course, now he's got buyer's remorse. He got sucked in, by the way. I'm bringing up our expert, and our expert can be found on referrallist.com. But Michael Finn, first of all, thank you for coming on, and how are you today, sir?
Hi, Tom. Nice to hear from you, and a Happy New Year to you.
No problem. You got Mark today, though, Michael. I'm going to correct you right off the bat so we don't go there, okay?
Absolutely.
Mr. Martino is enjoying some time off, loving life with his wonderful bride.
Well, that sounds great.
So listen, this guy, David, he buys into the Hilton timeshare. His wife got suckered in by these points. So now, all of a sudden... they're stuck in this, and let me ask him this. I'm going to bring him up. I'll lock you in. David, when did this happen?
This happened on the 25th. Last month. The
25th in Las Vegas. So here he called up, Michael, saying, how do I get out of this thing? I mean, it's buyer's remorse by far. He signed the paperwork. And just for the heck of it, is there any time frame? I'm sure it varies state to state, but Michael... if he did this within 3 days, do you know if Las Vegas he would have been okay, or pretty much the second you leave?
Yes, the law does vary state by state. 5 days is typically the minimum period for rescission that I've heard of. Here in Florida, it's 10 days. I'm pretty sure it's 5 days in Nevada.
So Nevada's 5 days, and like you said, that varies state to state. So we've got to consider now they dotted the I's, crossed the T's, everything's done. Have you got people out of Hilton contracts when it comes to timeshare? And tell me a general feeling on Hilton.
We have very good success with Hilton. Every resort is different. We've been doing this for about 8 years now, so we have a pretty good sense of who is going to work with us cooperatively and who we have to beat up a little bit. And I can tell you that we've had very good success with Hilton.
So right now, here's what I always think is this company is going, man, this guy's going to give us $30,000. He's already signed the loan papers, so they're looking for $30,000 right now. Why would they let him out? At least share a little secret here. I mean, how do you get him out?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to. It's a trade-off. There's a good chance the client may default anyway. They don't want to have to pursue him for the money. If we make a deal that allows them to keep what money has been paid toward it, and they can turn around and sell it to somebody else, the next guy in line for the same amount of money, where is really their loss? They've actually gained on the transaction.
They got more money up front and quicker. So shed a little more light. When you go into this particular deal, if David calls you when we're done with this, so, David, you have not given them any money yet, though, right? You just signed the loan agreements.
Yeah, that'd be pretty much right.
So that's where it scares me, Michael. They have no money now, and as long as he qualifies, and he says he's got great credit, so he is going to qualify, they're looking at getting $30,000 pretty quick from whoever they're using for the loans.
I've never heard of Hilton closing on a timeshare transaction without getting some upfront money or having them sign take on a new credit card and borrowing that money on the new credit card.
David, is that what happened?
Well, I think they might have put it. Yeah. See, actually, I had a Hilton credit card before. I wonder if they dumped it on mine.
Well, something happened. Here's where I was getting to, though. Michael Finn is actually an attorney. That's what he does. That's what the Finn Law Group has done since they figured a way out. I mean, you hear other people advertising. Michael, I don't even know how you deal with it. I don't want to bring up any other names, but I mean, honest to God, a lot of these people are nothing but lead generation, and they're extremely horrible when it comes to their warranties. We've dealt with them. We'll say, hey, this guy has been dealing with you for 2.5 years, and you can't get him out, and there's no refund. You know what we hear? Well, we did. We did find him a way out. He had to pay $40,000, and he didn't want to do it. So therefore, we gave him an option, so we did what our warranty says. And I think that's crap.
It is, and I agree with you. This is a law firm, Mark.
I know.
This is not a company that says that they can do something. I mean, those companies aren't even licensed. They're not qualified.
They're advertising.
What they're going to do.
All they're doing is advertising. It's no different than the commercials you see. Do you have, not emphysema, what is it? Those companies that look for cases of the smokers. What is it called? Just a class action in general, but I mean, really, it's just a lead generation company. So, David, I'm going to give Finn's number out. Just call him, and anybody listening, honest to God, if you're in a timeshare, you're not using it anymore, I promise you, Michael Finn will be very straight with you. Michael, there's times where you'll literally say, nope, we just can't deal with them. They're in Jamaica or whatever. It's just not even worth your time, your money to try. I mean, is that correct, or can you get them out of anything?
No, I can't get them out of everything. We have a do not take list.
Got it.
Hilton obviously is not on it, but if I don't think that I can do somebody any good, I don't want them as a client.
No.
They're not going to be a happy client. This is a practice.
Well, and plus, and Michael, because you're an attorney too, you actually have basically a fiduciary agreement with them. You've got to act in the best interest.
That's absolutely right. I've been practicing law since 1970. I've been a lawyer for 48 years. I have an unblemished disciplinary record. I belong to 2 bar associations, Michigan and Florida, and I do what I say I'm going to do. That's why I have happy clients.
And you guys have a guarantee too, right? After you get the initial information and the free. Go ahead.
No, there is no. Let me be clear about that, Mark. There is no guarantee per se. Lawyers are not permitted to guarantee an outcome. But we've never not gotten somebody out. Some cases take a lot longer than other cases.
Hey, who is the worst?
Oh, geez. That varies sometimes from time to time. Right now, our biggest pain in the butt is Orange Lake, the Holiday Inn chain.
Wow.
But,
Holiday Inn timeshare. God, that just sounds like a nightmare. I mean, does Motel 6 have one?
I don't know.
They throw you a free breakfast at La Quinta or something? I mean, that's crazy. Hold on a second.
Like you belong there.
David, I'm going to give you his number. You ready for it?
Yes.
855-346-6529. That's the Finn Law Group. 855-346-6529. Do me a favor, David. I want you to follow up with what you ended up doing, how much did it cost, how was the experience with Finn, the whole deal. And, Michael, just because you're based in Florida, I mean, you're based there for a reason, but really, you get people out of timeshares in Mexico, Nevada, California, virtually anywhere in the world, right?
Yes, that's accurate, but generally there needs to be some kind of a business connection between the resort and Florida.
And that's why you're in Florida.
And that's the reason I'm in Florida, other than the fact that it happens to be very nice this time of year.
Yeah, I know. We're coming off of a cold snap in the 15s. So, hey, Michael Finn, I appreciate it. And I always appreciate when you can come on the air and help people. We just take so many calls from these other clowns that promise a world, never deliver years later, and then they find out the warranty was just exactly what it was, a crap warranty. Thank you. I appreciate it. We can free those up, Suzanne. 303-713-8255. Shannon's got a problem with Pet City. Jeff Vick, I got to ask you something. I heard you talking during the break, and you're right, I'm guilty of it too. You generally do. I squeeze your arm towards the end of the show and make you do a unbelievable deal generally on a transmission service because you're the best at it. You'll get a bunch of calls that sign up ready to go. What did we do last time? Was it half off?
Yeah, last time I did 50% off of preventative maintenance services.
And this isn't one of these deals where he like, okay, I'm going to charge $300 this time or whatever. This is truly a half off. He wants to earn you as a customer. If you ever need a transmission or any transmission problems or transfer cases, anything basically in the driveline, he wants to be your guy. I mean, it's simple as that. That's why you offer the 50% off. I mean, there's no other reason for it. So you get a ton, but then people don't show. What do you make of that?
I don't know, 20 to 25% of the people actually will come in for their appointment. They'll call up, you know, we'll get them all set up, got them on the calendar,
and I did
they're
that.
just flat out no-shows. Yeah, you did it too.
I did it literally to him last time. I said, I made him, here's how bad I am. The only one worse is Deputy Dan. I'm so bad, I made him give a hell of a screaming deal, and I'm literally signing up on his website as I'm talking to him on the air to get the deal done. But mine is like, I have to have Suzanne follow me, we got to drop it off. I know, I got to get mine over because I decided to keep it a little longer. I got 60,000 miles. I don't care what car it is, how often should you do a transmission service?
I prefer an intensive preventative maintenance schedule, so I do mine once a year every 20,000 miles.
Every 20? For the average guy, though, I mean, what is
I'd
that?
say every, once, you know, 3 years of 36,000 miles. If you're staying inside that time frame, then you're still good. You know, the owner's manuals today have these outrageously long PM schedules inside them.
Yep.
And, you know, there's no such thing as a no-maintenance vehicle.
Will you do that same deal this time, that 50%?
Yeah, I can do it for 10 people.
That's it.
I can do it for 10 people. So if they want to go to transmissiondenver.com, there is a contact us link on there, and if they sign up there, then the first 10 will go ahead and
In virtually any vehicle?
Yes, any vehicle.
Okay, so half off. And what is that again? Kimmertrans.com?
It's transmissionsdenver.com.
Oh, should I switch that on our sheet now?
Well, either one will get you there.
Okay, so Kimmertrans.com or
transmissionsdenver.com.
All right, cool. All right, 303-713-8255. Listen, Pet City problem in Colorado Springs is going to be next. Jay's got another timeshare question. Hopefully I can answer it. And then Ionor, Suzanne, am I pronouncing that
Lenore.
right? Lenore. Now I get it. It's a capital I. Unbelievable. I've had this twice now. I had Dennis, who was actually Denise
It was
the
a
other day.
lowercase L. I put a capital there so you would see it better.
Ah, now it looks beautiful. 303-713-8255. Let's take a quick break, but I do want to tell you about Century RV. Suzanne and I bought our bus over there, and we love it. Absolutely love it. The service is impeccable down there in the pricing. I shop from Florida. Listen to this. Florida, Texas, Arizona. I shopped everywhere. I decided to buy new, but I shopped everywhere, and I kid you not. And right here in Colorado, I had the best pricing out there. They have Class Cs for $299 a month, Class As $399. They can get you interest rates as low as 1.99%. Right now, they can have no payments till March. They are the largest fifth-wheel dealer of Cougars in the nation. Right here in our backyard, in the nation. They got 2 locations, north of Denver, just on I-25 at the Highway 119 exit in Longmont, and in Lakewood, just north of 6th Avenue, kind of between Kipling and Sims. If you're looking for an RV, new or used, and especially a fifth wheel, the largest Cougar dealer in the country. 303-453-1111. 303-453-1111. And they're willing to wheel and deal right now. This is a great time to get into an RV. Let me tell you, they have salespeople around that are going to look at any offer. If you've been thinking about it, summer will be coming up. Buy it now. 303-453-1111.
This is Denver's talk station, 630 KNOW, an iHeart radio station.
Golf course has to take down the trees that they put up as a barrier between the golf course and a neighborhood. They're calling the trees racist because it happens to be a minority neighborhood. So
it's just another.
No, the community is being told to tear out these trees.
That's been
the government,
several months.
Yes, and they are making them tear the trees down. They're like, the golf balls are going to be flying in. I mean, do you guys not understand why golf?
It's like a crappy
courses?
tree, though. It's like a crappy tree.
I think I do remember seeing this somewhere weird.
Oh, it's a crappy tree, not a more elegant tree?
Right.
Oh, and that's the complaint?
Yeah, I think it is, yeah, because they planted it up there because it's, I don't know, it's dumb. I agree. Totally. It's like, say, these PC people get on.
Oh, wait, and now there are people that are complaining, why are we punishing the trees? You're killing them.
They would kill them. Well, I guess
Yes.
they could move them. What do you think of those stupid little, not groundhogs, but those prairie dogs?
Prairie dogs? They stuck them up?
Do you think? I think you get rid of them. I
They
can't believe
actually,
keep these
for a
things
while,
around.
were sucking them up and sending them to, like, China as pets.
Oh yeah, my ass, they were pets. They were
Yeah.
a fucking buffet.
Oh, that's right.
That was like a
Yeah,
burrito.
that's
As
exactly. I
pets.
never
There's some place
thought
where you
that.
can't shoot them because prairie dogs shoot is fun. But you know, some bubble gum works great.
Bubble gum? Will they eat it?
Yeah, you know how seagulls, if you ever give an antacid to seagulls, same thing for
It's because seagulls
prairie
can't
dogs.
burp.
Right. So it's a similar thing for prairie dogs.
Oh, you guys are just mean.
Is that what all those bubblicious labels were?
Prairie dogs were also cannibalistic, so a couple of packs of bubble gum start spreading through the whole country.
They have a ton of disease.
No, we have the #1 carrier of the bubonic plague.
Why are they so protected? Why did I've never got that?
Because people are idiots.
Yeah, people are idiots.
It's a cute rat that's not in their house.
Yeah. Let me tell you, you watch people who like to shoot prairie dogs, they'll shoot hundreds on a weekend.
We actually
500 yards away. they'll be
toward the
killed.
end of the summer.
It's probably just an air rifle.
No. These are
Oh,
22.
good
there were
guns,
22 250s and
high-powered scopes.
yeah,
You
you
done
just sit
something.
down. You sit down and you knock them down. Start off at 100, back up to 200, back up to 300.
And then they say the next day they're all gone. They're
I
all
wouldn't
gone.
kill them.
The coyotes come in.
If
the
they were in
owls
my
come in.
backyard, I'd kill them, but I couldn't just shoot them for no reason. Unless they were bothering me.
The reason this is sport.
I don't find
They're
that.
vermin, you know. They're vermin.
It's
It's
target.
different than a rat.
Because you're feeding the owls, the coyotes, everybody else. Right? Isn't that right? Then they come back the next day. That's my friends. They go shoot in South Dakota. And they said, next day it's cleaned off.
The birds, well, the owls for sure.
Yeah.
Owls, coyotes.
Hawks, eagles.
Owls prefer live prey.
Did you know eagles are, my God, man, they're like, I've seen an eagle's head literally in a dead cow. They're scavengers, man.
That's what Ben Franklin
I always thought they were majestic,
No,
and
no.
we were in Wisconsin driving down the highway, this eagle, 2 or 3 of them, huge, head like right in a carcass that had to be a week old, man. It totally blew my entire
So when they're
thoughts
making
on eagles.
when they make it the national bird, Ben Franklin said, "Hey, that's a scavenger bird. We should have a turkey."
You want a wild turkey?
Well, that's kind of weird. I got turkeys in my yard, so
So you could have had they would have been protected.
would have been protected.
That would have sucked. What the hell would you eat on Thanksgiving? Eagles, I guess.
Yeah, we couldn't have. Yeah, we couldn't have. That is weird. We couldn't have done that.
Can you imagine that? They might still have DDT if they would have had the turkey, right? Because wasn't it the eggs,
Softening the shells, yeah.
How long's my next break?
And then did you hear about 23andMe selling your DNA to
No shit.
companies?
Whoever thought? Why would anybody send out
I
any
did.
of these freaking DNA?
I loved it.
Are you
I
kidding
didn't.
me?
I didn't give them permission to do shit though.
It doesn't matter. You're on a list. I didn't give them permission.
I gave them my wrong
That's
date.
how they caught. That's how they
That's
caught the
what I'm
Golden
saying.
Gate Killer.
What do you mean you gave them?
The only
I
thing
didn't
mine's
know
attached
birthday.
to is a certain email that I never used. They don't. They don't even know it's me. Is what I'm
They
saying.
were able to run down the
Did you
Golden
give it
Gate
to
Killer
me?
because of one of these things.
No.
No?
And it was actually not even him that participated. It was like
But,
a cousin twice removed.
I like that.
A different
Yeah.
birthday, like a lot younger? Or
But you're right,
Thank
man.
you.
No.
And I guarantee in their agreements, because they still email me all the
So I
time.
got it and took
Send
it
a free one here or there. Just sign up here.
But if they ask if they do.
All right, folks,
303-713-8255. 303 Martino. Remember, please, that number works on and off the air. I promise we'll get back to you. Let me see where I left off. Real quick, I'll take Jay. Jay, what's going on? What is your timeshare question? Hopefully I can answer it because Finn is gone, sir.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of curious. So my wife's kind of looked at this, and we have some friends that have a timeshare. I think it's a timeshare up in Breckenridge, and they said that it's not because they are actually deeded. They're named on the deed.
Yeah. You know the best way, here's the best way to do that, and I actually did this at a timeshare seminar I went to, I think it was Puerto Vallarta. Suzanne was about to kill me when we got out of there, but we got, I think it was $500. It was crazy money. It was either $400 or $500. We gave him a 2-hour guarantee. When that second hour was up, man, I was done. But they still tried to hold me. And one of the questions I asked, because he said, oh, no, you have true ownership, we have the deed. So I said, okay, let me call my attorney, and can I borrow against it? In other words, can I actually take out a mortgage on it? And, of course, the answer became no, because it really wasn't a deed in the way that we think of a deed, like on a house we own.
Okay.
So it's possible,
though.
10 of us could go in, and we could each have a portion of it, but generally speaking, you're not going to be able to borrow money on it. You don't have a true interest in it.
Okay. And to me, that makes sense.
Call up Finn. Actually, here, I do want you to call up Finn, though. He'll answer any question like this, even this, and then when you see your friends, you can tell them. But I will give his number out again, 855-346-6529. I mean, he's it, man. He's a real attorney. He can answer this absolutely positively, 100%. Okay. All right, bro?
All right, thanks.
See you, Jay.
Bye.
A lot of people get roped into those. You ever been roped into a timeshare, Jeff Vick?
Just into the meetings.
Yeah, I got a lot of free stuff. We got that big one was $400 or $500. I don't remember. Suzanne, do you remember how much cash we got on that one?
I don't.
That was Puerto Vallarta. We did another one. I think it was the Moon Palace in I think it was Cancun, and it was like maybe $150 or something. I mean, if you can get in and out and it's worth your time. The problem is it's simply not worth my time anymore. You know, it's just not. It's plus it craps out the day because I'll never buy one. So they try to make you just feel like dirt when you're leaving. So, I mean, it does. It craps out the day. If you're going to do one, get really drunk. Like fall down drunk. Now, then they won't take you in. So.
Weren't you going to video you doing the timeshare?
Oh, that's right. And we had that hurricane come through. Suzanne and I were in Mexico I think it was last year, the year before, and we literally had that. They brought it down to a tropical storm, but that morning we were going to kind of break in. I didn't want to do it prior to the day we were leaving because I was this is Mexico, man. There's no holds bar there. I thought they were going to basically boot us from the resort if I did it a day early. And then this storm came through that was amazing. I mean, it was a little scary. Everything was closed. Everybody was inside one room. It wasn't a cool deal. Brooke, what's going on with you? Brooke?
Oh, sorry.
You're fine. No problem.
My name's Brooke. I'm actually calling on behalf of my neighbor. She is a retired widow from Thailand. You know, English isn't the best and stuff like that. She had Victory One Roofing come out and replace her roof after recent hailstorms.
How long ago are we talking, roughly?
July.
So Victory One Roofing, correct?
We've heard of them.
Oh, no. What do you remember about them?
Nothing. I just remember the name.
Oh, man, that's generally not good.
That doesn't sound good. Well, it's not good for us either.
Okay, so what happened? So they did it in July and finished it, correct?
Yes, they did. Well,
now what's going on?
What happened was they were supposed to replace two sheets of OSB because it was bad. Part of the decking was down.
Understood.
The installer came out, replaced the roof, did not replace the decking.
Was it on the insurance claim, by the way?
It's on their quote.
So here's what I'm asking. Did Victory One Roofing get paid for OSB, do you know?
So right now they're threatening to put a lien because she's not happy.
Oh, wait a minute. Was it? Hold on now. Was this an insurance claim?
It was an insurance.
So the insurance company did not write them the check directly. She got the check.
She got the check.
How much does she owe right now for the entire job?
$3,500.
How much has she paid? Anything?
$3,500.
Oh, so she. Okay, I'm missing it. She's paid in full, right?
No, well, she paid $3,500. She paid half up front.
Got it.
back after
Now
her.
they're threatening to lean it over the 3,500, but the problem is there's 2 sheets of decking or OSB that they did not do.
Well, the reason she asked the installer, why didn't you put it up? And the installer says, well, you need upwards of 7 sheets. She's like, well, why did you put on the roof without telling me that ahead of time? She started to then deal with the salesman. And the salesman got the installer to come out. So now the roof's already down. They tore up a section of that roof and only replaced half a sheet.
Is the rest of it okay, though? I want to ask you that.
Only a part. Yeah, I guess, except for that back area where she's having problems with it, doesn't look the best.
What are the problems she's having with it?
They just didn't hold up to their end of the agreement.
No, but I'm saying, hold on, I want you to get past that,
Oh,
Brooke.
okay, yeah. The problem is the decking needs to be replaced.
Okay, no, what you're saying is the problem is they want to charge her for decking that wasn't replaced.
Correct. And
But
the
actual roof right now, even with the old decking in some areas, or all areas for that matter, if I sent a roofer out to look at it, is it okay?
It's okay.
Okay, that's what I was looking for.
Yes,
now,
it's okay.
if they subtract the price of what the labor and the parts would be for that decking, how much would that be roughly?
Well, the decking's like $100, and I'm not sure how much roofing labor is.
Well, okay, so let's just say it's $500. Is she willing to pay the other $3,000 right now?
She is, yeah.
Okay, then this should be easy. I mean, I don't know why this wouldn't work. So, Deputy Dan, you're going to be good at this one. In fact, I'm telling you right now, in your marching orders, you will succeed on this call, okay? Deputy Dan, he's looking at me.
Yes, sir.
And he is now acknowledged. Okay, hold on. All right, Brooke, we're going to help you out. I can't imagine, unless if they're just total rip-offs, that this wouldn't be easy. I don't know. Maybe we could get Jay Bretz. Here's what I want you to do, Dan. Find out from Jay Bretz, or one of our great roofers on referrallist.com, how much the missing decking would cost in labor, a ballpark. Subtract it, see if the company will take that amount, and problem solved. Sound good?
The best bet. Okay.
All right, hold on, Brooke, because that's the way you got to take this. She can't withhold. If there's only $200 or $300 in material and the roof is actually in good shape, which you said it was, you can't withhold the whole amount. She could end up with a lien, and it could get ugly. Lenore's got a question. Lenore, what's your problem with AutoNation, real quick?
Okay, sure.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Yes, I bought a vehicle November 3rd.
Yeah.
A Nissan Rogue 2010. It had 37,000 miles on it. Paid cash, $14,000. Paid cash, and took it home and drove it. And on the 5th day, they said you can bring it back on day 5. And I brought it to their attention that it had like an alignment problem. It was like you take your hands off the wheel, and it was really pulling really bad.
Did you want to return it or just get the alignment?
Well, I've already returned the vehicle. The story is they attempted to do the alignment 3 times for me, and they said, well, there's nothing we can do about it. It must be a tire pull problem. We're not going to give you any new tires.
All right, hold on a second. Okay. Just hold on. Let me take this break. I see where you're going. 303-713-8255. It's a simple phone number. 303-MARTINO works on and off the air. Don't forget, live at Troubleshooter.com. We've got a Pet City issue, and we'll finish up with the AutoNation problem right after this.
This report is sponsored by Farmers Insurance.
Pet City, I can't imagine where this is going. Has anybody read this or looked at it?
No. But on that decking, Mark, I mean, 2 sheets of OSB is going to be
nothing.
$150.
Maybe. And then a little labor is going to be what?
So.
But if she's willing to pay it, I don't see. There's no issue. She's going to have to pay it.
We'll see if we can get $500.
With this lady that's on the car now, I'd look for collision damage that's wasn't straightened right. And can't
She wants to bring the car back.
Yeah, but now it's way past 5 days. Right?
Oh, okay.
I didn't even know they had a 5 day. I really got to use the bathroom. All right, where's the milk jug?
Empty bottle in the basket.
Oh, just the basket itself.
They make great radio.
Great Facebook Live. Host takes piss in studio.
While on Facebook. Well, you've been on for a while now.
I'm going to leave that with you too, man.
Yeah, we're feeling this one. You guys going to get bombed on this one.
Because of that. I think if you should call up the
There is more that has to go with this, though, because they don't give...
They don't have...
I've never seen one that doesn't say, engines, this is what's covered, with the exception of this.
Lubricated parts.
Right, exactly.
Here's what's not covered, everything else. Here's what's covered, stuff we want to cover. Here's what's not covered, shit we won't cover. People love buying the mop and glow, though, as Tom would say. They love the mop and glow.
There you go. Well, like I say, the big thing, if you buy it from a dealer, it's a better warranty than if you...
This is just third-party aftermarket.
Right.
Would someone look online on AutoNation used cars? Do they give a 5-day warranty? I mean, I don't think they do. Why wouldn't you just go get a car?
I want to say they did have a campaign where they were doing...
Maybe they do that, but it's limited mileage, big time, or else shit, man, you'd have a car for the weekend.
It's not a
Look at the
5-day money back.
Death wobble. This guy's like getting me going on this death wobble bullshit.
One price, pre-owned vehicles are backed by a 5-day, 250-mile money-back guarantee.
Okay, so that's what she's going to say. Is she brought it back within the 5 days. They agreed to do an alignment. They got the alignment back. Now, the only problem with it is a tire pull. Now, here's the deal with the tire pull. They're about the easiest fucking things you can figure out. You know what you do? You move the fucking tire and see if it pulls a different direction. It's that easy. I hated that. One of the hardest things with front ends is just tire pulls, just alignment.
We don't even know the question yet.
People expect that vehicle, like there's no crown in the road, there's nothing.
Yeah.
They expect that vehicle to go straight under any circumstances ever.
Right.
And you're like, listen, you're insane.
Right. You got to go. The best way to do it is go. Okay, is it pulling here? Okay, now go over the other side. Is it pulling there? It's gone. You don't know the question on the pet thing from Shannon?
I assume it's got something to do with their warranty. I handed to Jeff.
Right, right. No, I got it over here too. I mean,
I have no idea what the hell. What did she highlight? Like what?
Death policy.
Yeah,
Sounds like
I don't know what her question is.
I have no idea either. I bought this dog and it died, and we'll talk for 10 minutes, and then I'll say, well, how long did you have it? Well, I got it 14 years ago.
And her name is Shannon?
Shannon. You're an ass. Shannon? What was the one that was great?
Aaron.
Did you hear me play that the other day?
Aaron.
That's the guy from
nice. Yeah. All right, listen, we've got a lot of calls I want to get through fast. I'm going to go back to Lenore, I'm sorry, with this AutoNation call. So, Lenore, you bought it. I think I know where this is going. You wanted to return it. It looks like they have a 5-day, 250-mile refund on used cars at AutoNation, correct?
Right.
So you brought it back because it was pulling when? Was it the 5th day, the 4th day, when?
Well, on the 5th day, I brought it to their attention.
Okay, so you brought it to their attention on the 5th day. They aligned it for you, correct?
Yeah, they aligned it.
But it's still pulling.
It was still pulling, and then they said, what it is, you need tires. We're not going to give you tires. It's probably a tire pull problem. So I took it to Big O.
Yep.
And Big O, they said, oh, this car's out of alignment. So then I paid for an alignment there. And then I took it home, and then it was still kind of pulling. It was still pulling.
So it probably does have a tire pull. A tire pull is so simple to figure out. All they got to do is move the tires around.
They did that. They did that. They moved it around. I bought a tire. I took it back again to Big O, and they found a tire. I mean, they found the problem.
One tire?
And they purchased a new tire for me. I bought a new tire because they were all like Firestone tires, and they went ahead and did that.
Yep.
And then it still wasn't running right. I mean, there's something was wrong with that vehicle. They said, well, we've done a safety check and everything, and I just brought it to the attention of AutoNation again.
So what's wrong with it right now? You say it's got problems. What if I drove it right now? What's wrong with it?
Well, I returned it already because I
okay, then my God, why are we having this phone call? Why?
Because I want to know whether because they made me go ahead and they took it in as a trade-in. They just wouldn't take it back and give me my money back.
But you did it. You already did it. You're calling me after you did that. Did you get another vehicle and sign a new deal?
No, I haven't. Not yet. They're going to give me a check for me turning the check in, but I was just wondering does that sound fair for them to keep $3,000 of my money for returning the car after I had done all this stuff of trying to figure out the problem? I guess that's the issue.
God, I'm not going to answer if it's fair. Do I think it's fair? No, but I probably wouldn't have returned the vehicle and got myself into that position over an alignment or a tire pull.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, this sucks. I mean, do I think it's fair? No. How long did you end up with the vehicle?
Let's see. I returned it. Let's see here.
Just roughly, how long did you have it? A week, a month, a year?
Maybe a month and a half.
Okay, well then, I don't know. I think you made a bad decision getting rid of it. That's what I honest to God think. You should have probably kept it.
Really? Okay.
Seriously. I mean, unless if it had totally bad issues, you decided to give it back.
Well, I thought my documentation of having them sign it that I took it back on day 5 would have been good enough for them.
No, not over an alignment or tires. And if you brought it back and said, "Hey, this thing's pulling. I don't want it. I want out of the deal," and it was less than $250 in less than 5 days, I'm sure AutoNation would have done it for you. But that's not how it went down, Lenore.
Right. Okay,
I feel bad for you. I think you made. Can you get it back and keep in the same deal?
No, I don't want it back.
Okay. Well, you know what this is? I'll tell you what it is. You probably felt pressured into the vehicle. You probably thought you overpaid, and you had buyer's remorse, right?
Well, I don't know. Not totally. Not totally. But
Then why wouldn't you want it back now? If it was,
well, I don't want it back. I just don't like the way it drove. I don't like the way it felt, and I just thought me taking it back on day 5 should have been justification for that.
No, because you didn't probably fill out or didn't do the terms of what you're supposed to do for there. You were probably supposed to literally return it that day, not have them do an alignment and try to fix it. I'm sorry there's not much we can do there, but I do appreciate the call. Shannon, what's going on with Pet City?
Hi there. So my husband bought a puppy from Pet City for a Christmas present.
Oh, it's cool.
And it was a wonderful surprise.
I'm gonna speed you along purely for time. So you bought it from Pet City. You sent us the warranty they have.
Our contract says that if she's sick, we can return her. I'd like to. I have 2 young kids. She has an extreme form of Giardia.
Okay.
And both of my girls, my 1- and 3-year-old, have had diarrhea for the last 2 days, and now I understand why.
Mark, she paid $3,000 for a puppy they won't return, but read the refund policy. I think she misread it.
What does it say,
It's
Suzanne?
in front of you. I gave it to you.
What? Okay, hold on.
Highlighted it. It says they do no refunds and not limited to health issues. I think she thinks that means that they will refund it if there's health issues.
Let me call them up. Let me read this, Shannon. I'll call them up. We'll have you back on Monday. But your ultimate goal, you're saying the dog's sick and you got a refund, or you want a refund?
I would like that. I just really don't want to take the chance. But they're saying, actually, I spoke to them. That's why I hung up earlier. I apologize, but I hung up because they were calling me back, and what they said is they'll take the dog back for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And give her an antibiotic treatment.
Okay.
And then give her back.
Well, I think you're going to end up, honest to God, I think you're going to end up doing that. Suzanne's right. They handed me this. I mean, honest to God, large as life, it says no refunds. Pet City will not return or exchange this puppy for any reason. Any reason.
But it says except for health issues.
No, it doesn't say that. No, it does not say that. Under no circumstances will Pet City be obligated for any unauthorized care as well, treatment by vets. There is nothing here that says he'll take it back. Under this limited health guarantee, your puppy must be treated. What they're telling you is exactly what they're offering you. They're going to make sure this puppy gets healthy for you. God, I swear to God, Shannon, this thing couldn't say it bigger. There's no refunds. I think I understand what you're thinking. I mean, that's it. Make sure they stack up to at least what you're owed, which is a puppy that's not sick. I mean, honest to God, that's what this says. Dan, let's put this up so people can see it. Listen, folks, 303 Martino once again works on and off the air. Send us whatever questions you have. One of us will get back to you. We'll line you up on the air. We've got a lot going on. Mr. Martino will be back Monday morning. My name's Mark Major, and this is the Troubleshooter Network. Over 30?
Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Happy New Year!
It's nothing. It's probiotics.
And that's why the kids have diarrhea. Put the kids on the way up.
Right.
They're done.
Right. Giardia is very common.
I didn't know so a human could pick it right up from a dog.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Pick it up, drinking water of a lake.
Yep.
I had a cough one time, and I hate going to doctors, and I found this dog that had the same cough as me, so I went to the vet with him, and they gave him cough medicine, and it didn't work for me.
Actually, they've had Giardia pop up inside campsites, like the little stop and go type.
Is that what hits the cruise ships?